Hey G1s, welcome to the G1 Game Days podcast. This is the, I guess, unofficial pre-show to Extra Life 2020, but we got a lot more to talk about besides that. But I am your host, Johnny Chase, alongside MrTLWolf.
Hello.
And a Red Robe.
Yeah, that's right. I'm back, bitches. Thought you were gone. But no, I'm here. Can't get rid of me.
With an animated gif asking if we can trust him. And it always selects no. But it keeps cycling through. So I think it's like one of those NPCs. It's just like, ask the question. Do you have your speakers on? People have speakers on? Because I can hear an echo.
An echo?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Shouldn't be me. Because I don't have
We'll
speakers.
figure out
on
in this a
computer.
second.
All right.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, that should do it. Hopefully.
Okay.
All right.
I cannot hear myself. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, so we already know one of Robe's thing is he just ended. It's still coming through. It's coming from you. I don't know.
I don't know how, but okay.
You don't have like the stream up or anything, do you? Well, it can't be because it's like a little bit of a delay.
That'd be really low latency.
Yeah.
And I'm not echoing at all
No.
through Robe, so it's just Johnny.
I do not know.
Do you have
I don't think
headphones?
Yeah, I got headphones on.
Okay, this is
Is the
very
audio
odd.
only coming through the headphones, or is it echoing back?
It's coming through Robe's mic.
Yeah.
Like when I talk, I can hear myself like half a second. Okay, I can't hear
Yeah,
it
no,
now.
I'm hearing it too.
You're
Okay,
hearing
I
it?
turned down my headphones.
Okay.
That's best I could do, I guess. I don't know. That's strange, but okay.
Here's Boss Eric in the chat says, has you considered upgrading?
Because it wouldn't be a G1 game day without technical issues.
Exactly. Speaking of, I just noticed you've got your LEDs on. I don't have my LEDs on. I keep forgetting it. I bought the damn things during quarantine to beef up the room, and I never turn the goddamn things on when I need them.
Those are in the computer too.
Yeah. Do I have it on the G1 Game Day setting? I'll know in a second when it flashes purple. Or did I hit the... Good thing. Well, we're also a rocket star here. We're just trying to fix our stuff.
Right.
While I try to figure this out, Rob, how have your weeks been? What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, it's been a long ass time since I've been on the podcast, so I've been up to quite a bit. So, obviously the big thing was just got done with that Super Mega Baseball 3 game day, which was a lot of fun. Me and 3 others that are still possibly here played some fun games, and also, if you didn't know, in that game, I started another sports entertainment show. As you saw some of the teams tonight with the G1 Baseball League.
Oh, you kept going. I was going to cut you off and be like, oh, you mean you actually started up Impact Wrestling? Wrestling Universe. So when someone just doesn't quite cut it in the G1 Wrestling Universe, you can send them down to Florida.
Right.
Hey, that's Timothy Dog. What's he doing in the Impact Zone?
God.
I tried to find the worst like TNA name for you, Wolf. I'm sorry.
Right. What's Tom Coyote doing in the Impact Zone?
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, me and Jimbo doing commentary for that because I know nothing about baseball. I really don't. As you saw, I played baseball terribly. I know next to nothing about baseball. But Jimbo, on the other hand, he knows quite a bit about baseball. And thankfully, he helped me out. And he helps me out commentating. Unfortunately, the games in that go super fast. And there's It's the only downside to using that game compared to a actual simulation game like MLB The Show, which doesn't have the same amount of customization that this arcade game does.
Yeah, because I know that when I was watching your premiere broadcast, if it were, they go by so fast. Like you and Jimbo don't have enough time for like banter, like like regular broadcasters do. Because like there'll be like time in between pitches. They could be like it's like, all right, he's down and out. It's a 2-2 count. 2 outs. They gotta get a man on base to whatever.
And
I heard one.
Yeah.
I heard one where they were interviewing a player, and I don't know if he was retired, but like in a previous year he'd won the World Series, and they're like, while the game is going on, having this extended conversation about like what it's like being covered in champagne after winning the World Series. Like, is there this little going on? This is like a multi-batter conversation. Like, is it cold? Like, what are we talking about?
I was like, there's some strikes and balls going on there. Who cares? Anyways.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because the pitches go so fast, the hits and the runs and all that stuff. We have to hit the highlights and try and make little weird banter when things seem to be spinning its wheels, I guess you could say a little bit. With a small roster, same people up to bat all the time, or same pitches being thrown. And so even still, when we get that, we'll eventually find a groove, I guess you could say, where Jimbo can say something baseball related. I can get hyped up about somebody hitting the ball and say fucking the same thing over and over and over again because
you mean
exactly. I could say
normal broadcaster would be like ball fly off the left field, and that's gonna be it for the inning because they know the guy's gonna catch it unless he doesn't catch it.
All right, in case they drop it or something, got to keep that hype level up because at least it's there. And then, of course,
I know for us here in Canada on Sportsnet for Blue Jays games, whenever someone if Buck Martinez is his name, if he knows that it's going to go out, he'll be like, "High fly, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here." He'll just tell the ball to get out of here.
And it's right because luckily, regardless of what he says, without Jimbo there, I truly think this whole baseball thing would be a lesser product without him there and his knowledge.
Yeah.
And
baseball, you definitely need two people.
Yeah, the stuff and even the funny, weird things that he knows and says, like the bullcrap he did on the test about freaking Hootie and the Blowfish was hilarious. All right.
And I mean, and I'm also like feeding you guys stuff from the kind of stuff I hear. Going to like my local minor league game.
So it's got potential. Eventually, we'll find a nice groove, like how many games should be in a single night, and stuff like that. Kind of like how many, like when I do the wrestling, how long the matches, like
or how many matches you should have in a show.
Yeah, how many matches and their like momentum, essentially how long they go.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's another thing that's still going on while I'm doing this. The G1 Wrestling Universe this week, we're going tomorrow night. It's a doubleheader thanks to Banana Poet, if she's still here, bringing down the Boss Bar. So not only is it Throwdown, it's Battlegrounds as well. Back to back. So
now, Battlegrounds is a pay-per-view, or you're going to play Battlegrounds?
No, Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is it's supposed to be called RVB Battlegrounds, Red versus Blue, but kind of trying to get rid of the Red versus Blue thing. And this year, the big deal with the Battlegrounds is like it's a championship Battlegrounds where the champions team will face another champion team, and it'll be like a Survivor Series thing, and that's what's going on.
But yours will have a point to it.
Right. That's what I've been trying to build over the past month, because like Donut has been out, all right, because he's injured, and
Whoa! You haven't stripped him of the belt yet?
no,
Yeah,
no,
where's the 30 day
Shiro's
clause?
the
The
champ.
Phantom Rule.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, Shiro won and injured Donut in the process.
Whoops.
Okay, I know, crazy, right? So Shiro hasn't necessarily had anybody to really step up. So fanboy Brian, he's a big blowhard type thing, saying he's the best, all this type of stuff. So, boom, right there. And it's the same thing for the women. Nobody has been able to stand up to Neko Cell, and Deranged has just demolished Lena, her last opponent. So basically, it's kind of like a mild reset, so to speak, where from here going forward, some new stuff can build. That type of booking decision, I guess.
Yeah. Well, at least you always learn from WWE's mistakes, where it's like, oh god, like I could give two like Survivor Series is one of the big four for WWE. Now I could give two shits less whatever happens because it's about brand supremacy. No one gives a fuck about brand supremacy the night after.
Yep.
Oh, they have
the
never
funny thing
successfully
is-
marketed the brands as being separate.
I think the last time I ever cared about a Survivor Series pay-per-view was 2014 when it was Team Cena versus Team Authority, and if Team Cena won, Team Authority was gone, and that's when Sting debuted.
Yeah.
After that, it was just brand supremacy. And especially this year, who fucking cares when they just switched brands the week before? It's like, yeah, Team SmackDown. You've been on Raw for the last 3 years. What the fuck do you care about SmackDown? You're right. I hardly endorse this brand or product. Gets a big bag of money. Yes, I know. We're talking wrestling. We're putting probably half of our audience to sleep, especially Eric.
Hey, he's got a match in the G1 Wrestling Universe on Battlegrounds, which, I hope goes well for him, but
You'll have a lot of conversation topics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We got plenty to talk about.
Yeah. So, besides your new venture into the realm of baseball and running a virtual league, and your wrestling universe, what else have you been up to?
Well, here recently I've been busy. I haven't been able to play it as much, but I got Watch Dogs 3 or Legion. Sorry, it's Watch Dogs 3. Been trying to play that. Haven't gotten very far in it, but as far as I can tell, it's a okay game.
Yeah.
With as far as I've played, again, not very far.
Have you gotten the granny?
No, I've gotten one old person, and it was a guy, and he got ruthlessly murdered.
Right,
no. Do you have permadeath on?
Yes, he does.
Oh,
I do have permadeath on.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like, I had to sneak into some, big, bunker or whatever it was, and
Old man.
yeah, and I was like, oh, he can sneak in, he'll be fine.
Just send the pensioner, it's
not
fine.
Yeah, you get caught. You get spotted. You're like, oh, jeez, he spotted me. Oh, my hip.
Essentially, because he can't run or nothing like that, so, whew.
Oh, my God.
Not my best decision with doing that.
Oh, I'm sure it makes for entertaining. Oh, wait, you're not streaming it. You're just playing it on your own, huh?
No, I'm streaming.
Oh, you're
It's,
streaming it. Okay.
I watched
yeah,
a little bit of it.
Yeah, it's part because my wife wanted to see it because she was interested in the story of it. It's one of my wife stories streams where essentially I'm playing a game that is story heavy, story centric. So my wife can watch, and then if she wants, she can go back and watch it again later because she one of those people, she likes to do that.
Oh, is she watching it with you while you play, or is she just have it on the background after you're done streaming?
No, sometimes she sits out here and she watches me, or if she needs to lay down because of her back or whatever, she'll be back in the bedroom and she'll have the stream on
Okay.
in the bedroom, and she'll watch it. But once it's done, once it's over, she likes to go back and watch that type of stuff. Like
Okay.
if she doesn't have anything to do, put it on like in the background, that type of thing.
Okay.
And that's what she likes to do.
Yeah.
She likes to
Melody
relive
Melody
those
does that a
stories.
lot there.
Yeah.
Especially if she if she's just upstairs like ready to go to bed or it's folding laundry or whatnot. She'll have like an old stream or an old Let's Play that I did back in the day on YouTube on just in the background. Just background noise. At first I was just like, oh, this is a unique I don't know if this would be a unique concept. I mean, this is kind of essentially what girlfriend reviews are. Although Shelby from that channel has pretty much started to play more games now, so it's kind of less about being the backseat gamer and just be like, I'm playing this game now with my boyfriend. Of course, that kind of, changed because of COVID. I mean, they're I find them to be introverts anyway. They would have done it anyway, but still, I guess that's natural evolution.
Right. Yeah. But other than that, like it was some time ago, but I played through and beat the Castlevania, that 3D Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, I caught the end of that.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. That was a crazy game right there. Then
let's just see. I love hearing your reaction to the twist ending of that.
Right? Like, wait, what? He is really?
That's you.
All right.
And that's how Lords of Shadow 2 starts out.
Oh yeah.
In that era.
But then after that, it was another life story stream. Played through. I mean, one of the many, because before that, I think you played through it. Then Eric played through it, and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
Horizon.
I did. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. I played through it. And not a bad game.
It is not a bad game.
I don't personally, all right, because I played through it and the DLC, all that type of stuff, and it was a good game, but I don't think it was as great as everybody says it was. Personally, I mean, it's a damn good game, but I don't think it's the be all end all like some people put it forth.
I don't think it's a end all be all. I think it's still a pretty solid game.
Oh yeah, it's good all the way around, but it's like, okay, I could see possibly why people think this is the greatest thing, but it's like the story, especially the story was great, loved it, but like some of the gameplay and stuff like that, I felt like I've played this game. I was like, I know what this is. I know how to do it and that type of stuff, I guess. Again, I'm not a reviewer. I can't. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been just random streams of different stuff. Like playing Among Us or playing Apex or all that type of stuff. Had a bunch of different game days in between, which y'all might have been a part of or seen.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, not bad.
Good. And Wolf, what have you been up to the last couple weeks there?
I mean, not a ton. I think I had beaten Monster Hunter the last time I was on here.
Yep.
Not a lot. I haven't really been jumping into new stuff. I have something new I'm going to start next week, but it's been kind of killing time because I thought today is like, great, I can do Apex Legends stream because the new season starts today.
No,
it releases at the time of recording.
Mm-hmm.
It releases in half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
not to release until
tomorrow.
11 o'clock p.m. So like today was just like Forza Motorsport 7. It's a thing. I'm not starting a story game and then going, see you Monday. We're not coming back to this for almost a week.
Yeah.
now that some people are invested in the story, bye. My local, you can see a couple of things over my shoulders. My local hospital would put a challenge out to everyone raising money for them was like, all right, we've got your total. Yeah, at the time I think it was at like 619. Like anyone who can hit $100 over their total by the end of October, we'll send them like a care package. And my team crushed it in like 36 hours.
Nice.
We actually, when I emailed about it, we were the first ones.
Nice.
So they sent swags. I have like a YI Extra Life sign and one of those balloons you see like in the grocery store if you donate. They also sent over a hoodie with the hospital's logo on it, the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital. That's the one I'm playing for.
Mm-hmm.
I was here at Gamedays, WVU Medicine Children's Hospital, Morgantown, West Virginia, but I play for a separate one. We all generally we all play separately, but as the group,
that's why if you're watching tonight's game day and Robe was showing off like a test of what the layout could be on Saturday, you also had a donation bar. It's currently at $3,030. That's because that's a cumulative, not just Woody's campaign, which goes to I think the Basers Hospital or the Basers Hospital is separate. I think it all like the team picks the hospital, but the individual still plays for their own hospitals. So the money that you donate not only goes to that hospital, but it also goes to the one that the team goes to. So like right now I'm at like my personal goal is at 375. I think yours is around the 700 mark there, Wolf.
I'm over 700.
I think Eric's is at like 500 and something, and the Game Days is like two grand. So there's a reason why when you saw today and you saw the incentives and you're seeing that on our Twitter, that's why we are starting off at $4,000 because we're already over 3,000 right now. So
I don't think the team specifically picks a hospital. Anyone can join the team and pick whatever hospital they want, but it will still pull it all together as this is the team total. But since Woody's name, at least this year, on Extra Life is G1 Game Days. So if you're donating to the name G1 Game Days, that's Woody, but that is directly supporting that hospital. If someone donates to Jimbo, it'll still show as part of like the big team total. So every bit of that might not be going to like the full team total. Not every bit of that might be going directly to WVU, but it will absolutely be going to a children's hospital, even if it's just the one Jimbo supports, just the one Eric supports,
exactly,
etc.
Yeah,
it's all going to great causes.
Exactly.
Not all go towards that, but anything you're directly donate, all the bits and subs will get donated to Woody's account, which will go to Basers Hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So finish off Monster Hunter. You did Forza today. What else have you got on the docket?
I'm planning to at least try out Hades on Monday. I know Johnny's chuckling to himself because I'm going to get to it before Maximilian will.
I think every streamer will get to Hades before Max.
If you don't know, it's a roguelike based on Greek mythology by the Supergiant guys who did Bastion, Pyre, Transistor. So, I mean, I've seen the game a ton. It looks gorgeous. But, we'll see how I enjoyed the gameplay. Because if I don't like the gameplay, then the story and the looks are, Yeah. I'll suffer a bit if I don't like the overall game. After that, I'm thinking replaying the SteamWorld Dig games. Because, like, I just got the soundtracks on vinyl. They're ones I love going back to. They're action platform, like Metroidvania doesn't sound quite right, but pretty similar. It's a lot of resource gathering to buy new upgrades to go deeper into the mine, basically. So Metroidvania doesn't sound entirely right, but it's pretty close.
Cool. Anything else going on?
Not a lot. Prepping for Extra Life. I got a tech test. One last group for Maine tomorrow. I had our big tech test for RT Monday. Then popping in, having game days now and again. That Hot Shot Racing one went way better than I expected.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Actually, too, it's one of the games that's on the Game Pass streaming, xCloud streaming, that you can actually play without a controller. It's got touchscreen controls. However, it's very, very janky because how it works is your phone doesn't have the traditional X, B, A, Y, and all those buttons. It just has touch controls for the specific game. So if you're playing KI, it's got like a D-pad and it's got like high kick, low kick, all those buttons. When you're playing Hot Shots or Hot Shot Golf, not golf for fuck's sake, it's too close to Hot Shot Racing. When you're playing Hot Shot Racing, it has a gas pedal, and you have to push it forward to accelerate and pull it back to brake. And then there's an E-brake separate button. I'm just like, that's way too complicated. Let me go pair my controller up to it.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's like when I played it at my work.
I wouldn't know because iOS.
iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, eventually will.
Maybe.
As far as my weeks go, I finished off the Achievements and Chill because that Hall of Fame thing ended. I managed to get my 10,000 gamer score. Not alerted if I got a Series X or a trophy yet. I don't think it'll happen. So, but hey, I just wanted that for the points so I could get, so I could buy games with it. Because like 10,000 points equals $10. So I can buy a gift card and I can actually buy games with that.
Yeah.
I played RE2 Remake on PS4. I did Leon's Side A game. That game pretty. And it's spooky, especially when you come after liquors. It's very well made. Like I never got into Resident Evil, especially with the tank controls. I think my brother and I attempted 3 back in the day, and I think we played up until like we lost control of Jill and we had Carlos, and then we just gave up. We're just like, couldn't deal, couldn't deal. So. It was a game that I actually won through a contest, and I had kind of had an obligation to play it. So I was like, oh, I got it as a gift, or as a prize and a thing. I'll play it, and I am definitely gonna go back and play the other chapters. So I'm gonna do. I don't know, like, no one's really given me the answer whether it's like, okay, I do Leon and then Claire's B storyline, or do I do Leon A, Claire A, and then Leon B, Claire B. I don't know what the order is.
I have no idea. I am the worst person to have spent a significant chunk of my online time at one point on a Resident Evil forum. I'm literally the worst. Talked about this before. I've like never really played the games, but I spent years in like a Resident Evil community. Why was I there?
Yeah. Wordman says right answer is tofu, which I think is in the game. I think all that old like Mimi stuff is in those Easter egg stuff that's in RE2. But I love the system of, hey, if you know that the item you have it won't be used anymore, we'll put a check mark beside it and you can just junk it. I never knew that for going in. I was like holding on to everything. That's the thing with most of those games is I figure out mechanics way too late in the game. If anyone remembers my RE7 playthrough, I never knew that you could break the boxes open with a knife. So I was like severely lacking in resources. And it was like, shit, you mean I could have been breaking boxes this entire time?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'll give credit to occasional cases in Ace Attorney if they know it's going to be really long. Every once in a while, it's like, well, I can clear out some of this stuff. So it's like, cool, now I don't have a bunch of this, evidence that literally is not going to matter for the next part of the game.
Yeah. Then it was on my channel if subs recommend a game to play and it's voted on, then I will play it. So I played The Messenger, which did you know it's on Game Pass?
I heard.
It is available on Game Pass. And such perfect timing when they picked it and I started playing through it. It went on sale on eShop. I said, "Hey guys, it's also available on the eShop for $9.99." My God, it is so good. I love the soundtrack. I love the aesthetic. I love the gameplay. I love the controls. Even though there's like a lot of bullshit deaths, but it's just so good. Like,
I mean, for a game that seems to have at least some of its bones built on Ninja Gaiden, I feel like bullshit death is to be expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as the aesthetic as that you're a ninja, but I think it's more exploratory. It's more Metroidvania type, and I love the aesthetic too. That like going forward in time increases the color range and the pixel range. So you go from 8-bit to 16-bit. But it's
Yeah,
not so much like NES to SNES. It's like NES to Genesis, because you get that like that little like high pitchy like Genesis Mega Drive soundboard.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care for, but I appreciate the effort that they put into it. I also appreciate your chats with the shopkeeper and how he makes everything like it's so on the nose and it's so parody worthy. Like I got to one point there where the messenger's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to fight the final boss." He's like, the guy's like, "Final boss?" He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of been leading up to this, right?" And the guy goes, "You didn't watch the trailer, did you?" I'm actually like on my off time. I'm like, I didn't get all the medallions because I actually like after I figured out the pattern of the final boss, I beat him no problem. So apparently, getting all the medallions gets like some type of big thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that later because like it doesn't seem to really. I don't think it's going to do anything that'll affect gameplay. It'll probably just be for achievement. Although one of the things that I'm glad someone caught it was in the shopkeep, I clicked up on the globe and he said, "Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a Paradise side quest." He's like, "How do I activate it?" He's like, "Oh, you can't. It's DLC. But don't worry, it's free. Here, let me take you to the store." And then the game stops and it loads up the Microsoft Store to take you to buy it. I was like, I tweeted this out. There are not enough chef's kisses in the world for this game. You have to play it.
I'll have to check it
so
out.
So much so that like, if you guys noticed the Extra Life trailer I made for the YouTube channel, I put the Autumn Hills 8-bit version of the song in there because I'm like, this is on my Spotify playlist and it's constantly playing in my head.
Yeah,
it's not going to leave. On Friday,
that's what you'll be playing in between games during your Actual Life. You'll just kick on Messenger again.
I gotta go back to Actual Life. Actual Life. I'm gonna go back to Messenger, try to get those medallions. Friday, because it was the day before All Hallows Eve or Halloween, whatever you want to say it. I had spent time trying to get PT reinstalled on my PS4 because I had never played it. I never owned a PS4 while it was out, but I ended up going through the store and buying it, quote, so that's in my library. And then when they did the whole, we're pissed at Kojima, we're not going to let you play this ever again if you delete it. So buy our Pachinko machines, idiots. But there have been several YouTube videos to show you how to do it and how to get it back on there. It involves installing a tiny little program on your PC. But like any video tutorial, of course, it's already out of date. So I had to look through like five different tutorials to find another piece of software to install. I got it. I installed it. I think I played it for half an hour, got the shit scared out of me. And I'm like, nope, we're done. Let's play Castlevania Symphony of the Night instead.
Actually, that night we were recording something that you'll see eventually. Mm-hmm. It kind of a safety thing in case something goes wrong during Extra Life.
Yeah.
I think I referenced this. I was looking through Twitter while we were just goofing around. I was like, oh, I guess PT was too spoopy, so Johnny's doing something else.
Yeah. Literally, like I'm walking through the hallways, I'm getting the stuff, and I listened to the radio that says turn around. I said turn around. I didn't do it the first time. I kept going. But I did it the second time, and then just... and as I'm doing that, Melanie's coming in the room. She's like, what's going on? And scares the shit out of her, too. They're like, nope. Turn it off. We're done.
That's one I mean, I don't really do scary games anyway, but like, I've seen enough of that. I don't need to experience it any further.
Yeah. Someone in my chat was telling me, too, that the only way to beat that is you have to have a microphone plugged in. Because there's like voice recognition in there. I was like, okay. I said, I already know what the ending to this game is. It's to show you Norman Reedus without the funky fetus or the functional penis in Silent Hills. But then Kojima and them, had their breakup. Yeah. Now, the only good thing Konami has done in the last 5 years since that demo came out is release a bunch of anniversary collections. And a half-decent Castlevania game on mobile, which they've already stopped supporting. Like, it was a soft launch in Japan and Canada. And then they're like, we're not making enough microtransactions, so game's done. It's like, you didn't release it to the rest of the world. You could have fine-tuned it and then released it. Like, no, we're done. Basically, how that one worked was you could pick a Castlevania character. So, like Alucard or Charlotte or Maria or whatnot. And they give you like a little level to play through, and you collect stuff. And then, eventually those levels start getting harder, more enemies, bosses, whatever. It was functional. Like, I could actually put a Bluetooth controller on it and play it like a normal Castlevania game. And they're like, yeah, we're done.
And to start weird side businesses for some reason. Because there's a Konami sports club in Japan. I'm assuming just for health and fitness. You can literally buy a Bowflex from Konami.
Okay.
Right? Like, I saw it pop up on Twitter kind of recently. It was like, sure, they're not doing games anymore, so why not? We're selling exercise equipment. Fuck it.
Yeah. So the other night I went through all of the Legend of Zelda on NES. Hadn't played that in a long time. Thanks to Wardman in the chat for sending me a FAQ map to find out where all the dungeons were and where all the heart containers were. We Mike Matade / DSP'd that because, you know what? I'm 37. I'm old as fuck. I don't have time to, like, legit play NES games anymore. And every advantage I can take, I will take. That was also a good night, too, because I'm warming up for Extra Life and doing the Mario 35. 3 runs in a row. Although tonight, I tried warming up a little bit more and couldn't even get past 5th place. I don't know what's going on with me. It was terrible. Terrible show.
It's good days and bad days.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's not, because I'm making to myself, I want as many 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place finishes as I can. I want to build up a big thing to just drop. Bam. That's my donation.
For sure.
And Wordman put it in there. I can't show on stream, but apparently Wordman was able to sync up on the last game we played. So he was in my match. He got 11th, but I ended up still winning there. And he just like, check your Twitter. I'm like, hey, cool. We got the same match. So I'm going to do that for this. Well, it's going to be Sunday morning when I end the marathon. Is I want anyone that's out there, if you're still up and you want to do 35, I'll sync up. I'll do a countdown. It's like, we'll try and match up. We could probably match up because other than like if you're in Europe or Japan, like who's going to be up that early in the morning playing Mario 35? We'll wait and see.
Maybe other people doing Extra Life, but who knows?
Yeah. And then finally,
if I'm awake, I'm probably not staying up for the full 24.
Yeah. I'm that crazy son of a bitch that is going to do all 24.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten the schedule from another one of my buddies who's doing his own Extra Life thing. So there's only one thing I can really pop in and do with him, and that's the Jackbox games. I don't know if he's going to do a live call for that, but we'll wait and see. We're all trying to branch out, and it's something that he approached me of last year. Last year, what he approached me was he basically wanted everyone over at his house. So like he was going to do this big like invite as many maritime Twitch and YouTubers to his house and rotate out, almost make it a 48-hour thing. I'm like, that sounded cool. And he's like, yeah, but COVID didn't happen. So he's just doing this local crew this year. But who knows? Maybe, if we can get a vaccine by next year, or if we just say, fuck it. If I get it, I get it. Who knows?
Yeah, wouldn't advise, but you do you.
Yeah. That's been my gaming week. Outside of that, and I always keep forgetting to bring it up, like with shows I'm watching. Like, I actually started watching Discovery season 3 because that kicked off on. I'm one of those poor souls though that can't get CBS All Access where he lives, so I have it on another streaming service. But it's a day after it broadcasts everywhere else, so I have to avoid all the YouTubers that I follow that do Trek stuff. So I'm like, don't tell me what happens.
Right.
But it's basically, this season is basically the concept for another Gene Roddenberry product that got turned into a show called Andromeda.
Oh, okay.
Where you get put so far into the future, your old form of government is gone, and you have to rebuild it because you're the last burning hope. I will say, though, like, if you're ever wanting to jump in to Star Trek, Discovery might be a good spot because it's right before the original series, a little bit after Enterprise, and there's not a whole lot of lore you have to kind of understand. So it kind of sets itself on its own. If you're not highly offended to what they did with the Klingons, sure.
A bunch of like Easter eggs and stuff in it, but other than that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Discovery this season has a ton of Easter eggs because they're so far into the future. They're so far into the future. Like, Rob will understand this as he's watched Star Trek a bit. They're so far into the future that they've passed any continuity that has ever been on any Star Trek series ever. I think the farthest they ever went was the 29th century with the Federation as time police, like time cops. So they're beyond that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're beyond that, so they can just, this is a fresh slate. They can do whatever they want, and I'm really intrigued to what they're doing with this season. So basically, this season, they've gone so far into the future that basically everything, all dilithium in the galaxy just spontaneously exploded. So it's crippled all space-faring civilizations. So it's basically the Wild West now, which I find so intriguing. But I won't say anything more than that if anyone's looking to actually get into the third season of Discovery.
It's like the reverse of what they did with like Star Trek and like Knights of the Old Republic. They went so far back that
True.
they didn't need to worry about anything.
Sure enough. All right, so that was my week's. Yeah, Wordman says he's still watching TNG. Yep. I know in Tom's Discord and my own personal Discord. Well, on my personal Discord, I have a specific section for Star Trek. You want to geek out on Trek? Post whatever you want in there. All right. So before we get into the news, I'm not going to throw to a promo because everything we should be talking about right now is about Extra Life. It's this Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern until 8 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. We're going for 24 hours straight. I'm going to hopefully not blow up my computer and bring up one more tab so I can get the schedule up. Even though I do have a video about that, like it's always good to reiterate what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, Eric kicks off at 8 with Dauntless. He's going to be playing it on the Xbox One, but it is cross-play on all consoles. So it's on PS4, Switch, and the Epic Game Store on PC. It is free to play. If you like Monster Hunter and just want to dip your toes in it, then pick it up. He'll be doing that for about 90 minutes. And then he's going to switch over to Elite Dangerous, which his incentive goal, I think, for that is $1 for every 100 light years.
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Then Red Robe will be on from 11 till 2 with 2K19 on Xbox One. And
WWE 2K19.
yeah. And you're going to do a kind of, is it a Royal Rumble or a Battle Royale?
It is
with
going
Kira?
to be a Royal Rumble.
Okay.
It is, basically the whole stipulation is whoever is in that match, as long as they agree to it, obviously, is all 6 people or however many we can get. If you win the match for the Extra Life Royal Rumble, if you win, you donate $5. But if you lose, you only get to donate $1.
Yeah, so basically you're putting in $1 purse to be in the Rumble match. If you win it, you drop a $5, which I will throw my hat in the ring for that. Literally.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm going to miss that one, I think, because of other commitments.
Well, I mean, you could always throw your hat in the ring and say, "Hey, put me in. If I win, I'll do the thing and donate later."
I'm sure I'll donate regardless.
Yeah,
yeah.
We just have to make sure we're all in the same instance.
Right. God, that.
Well, here's the other thing.
Jeez.
Here's what you can do to kind of circumvent that. I say, since you've got us all made in your G1 Wrestling universe, just throw us in an automated computer controlled Royal Rumble match, because you can go to at least 10. So if at least 10 people commit to it, throw us all in randomly, and whoever wins wins.
I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially if the online is being
Yeah, whereas like on my screen, yeah, I won, and on the other screen, it's like, oh no, Wolf won.
Like,
What?
no, you didn't win. Sorry,
You didn't win.
One person just got shunted off to their own thing, and everyone else is still in the same game.
So at 2 p.m. until 5 p.m., we've got Tom the Iron Man hosting Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition for the Xbox 360, where he will have his own incentive of, I think, $10 for every Raging Demon he lands as Akuma. And, of course, we will have Choose Your Destiny in effect. If you donate $10, you can pick someone in the lobby to have a character selected for a set number of fights. Except Tom. Tom is excluded because he is going to be exclusively Akuma the entire his entire shift. So if he lands it, he'll donate $10. From 5 to 8, we'll have Split Second with this guy right here, MrTLWolf, on the Xbox 360, backwards compatible on the Xbox One. For $20, you can flip his controller. That's only going to be in place from 5 till 7, because at 7 o'clock, we're going to be mirrored on the RT site for the Power Hour for the RT Community Day. They're doing things a little bit differently. They're only going 12 hours this year, so we're very lucky to be in that spot. So we'll be live from 7 to 8.
And they don't want personal alerts, so it would be a lot harder for me to see if people are donating that $20 to then make me turn the controller on from 7 to 8. So
yeah,
I'm putting the cutoff for that incentive at 7, just to make life easier.
We'll have alerts shut off just for that portion. We'll turn them back on.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock, from 8 to 10, it'll be Smash Ultimate on the Switch with Reset Patrick. Again, Choose Your Destiny will be in effect for $10 donations. From 10 to 1, it'll be Golf with Your Friends with Jimbo Socks. I think he said that the person, I don't have his things lit up there. Something with hole-in-ones or under par. They'll donate money to Extra Life for that. From 1 till 3, we've got Call of Duty Warzone with Fat Man and Truck Chan. From 3 till 5, it'll be Shiro937 hosting random SNES and NES games with the Nintendo Switch. So if you're friends with Shiro, you can play co-op games with him, like the Mario Brothers games, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon, all sorts of stuff. You know, that feature that's been around for 3 years that some people just realized was a thing 2 days ago. Not saying who. And then I'm closing off from 5 until 8 a.m. on the final day. I'm doing Mario 35 on the Switch. I encourage everyone to be there for that if you want to join and play along with me. I will donate $1 for every third place win I get, $5 for every second place win, $10 for every first place win. This is something that I did for the other charity stream I did for the Mental Health Institute of Nova Scotia, so I'm just going to carry that over and do that. Now, the one thing I didn't put in the video that we'll talk about real briefly. Actually, let me just switch over so everyone can see it, because I don't think a whole lot of people have seen the thing. So here's the incentive and stretch goals. So at 4,000, we'll have crowd control game days lined up, primarily with Wolf here doing crowd control Fall Guys. So
yeah,
for donating the coins, again, all the revenue will go to Extra Life for next year, because we'll be doing these things in 2021. You can make them jump, you can make them not jump, you can invert controls,
you can throw distractions on the screen.
Yep.
I've seen that. You can just pop up like eliminated on the screen, or just like splashing paint. Like,
wow,
it gets ridiculous.
I've never seen those ones on there. I might do a Zelda randomizer for that. I know Jimbo has expressed interest of doing Mega Man X on that. Like, there's tons of stuff in crowd control we could do. So we'll make that a staple of 2021. At 5,000, we'll do the Green Demon Challenge. We're gonna do it like we did with the Mario Challenge. So 2 to 4 G1s, Game Day hosts, doing the Green Demon Challenge. Where in Mario 64, you activate the 1-up, collect all 8 red coins and the star, and you win. So I'm assuming we're going to do the same thing where, you know, the person who wins, and they can do whatever they want with the losers within reason. That sounded worse than I made it out to be. At $5,500 will be pub trivia night. Wolf, that was your incentive. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because I was like,
yeah, I have like a pub trivia board game down here. It might only be like a 2-hour thing. We'll see how it goes. But basically, It'll probably be like I don't know if we'll do prizes or how that part will work. We'll work it out, but just come in, just have like a trivia. I'll just host a trivia night.
Exactly. That's how I tried to explain it. It's like
It's
trivia
it's
night,
like going to
essentially.
the bar and doing trivia.
Yeah.
I don't. The other thing will be how do I get the answers, but.
Mhm.
just to try to mitigate anyone cheating. Obviously,
Yeah.
it'll be like, hey, please don't be dicks. Please don't look up answers. Like,
Yeah.
if you've ever been to a bar and done trivia, you know how it works.
I'd say
but-
give them like a 5-second like answering field.
Well,
Kinda
I mean,
like-
it would probably be like you have like 30 seconds or a minute, and you have to like DM me the answer or just put your answer in chat or
Yeah.
something. I'll figure it out. We'll wing it.
It's
They're just
6,000.
like, I have this pub trivia thing, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's try making it a stream.
At 6,000, we'll do another 50-turn Mario Party with the hosts. Board and game to be determined. At 69.69, which I think this is completely appropriate. It's banned on Twitch. So, or actually, I think I might change that to too hot for Twitch. If I can find the old Jerry Springer theme song to put in,
Jesus Christ, I'm sure,
and not the current one that sounds like an Attitude Era theme song.
I'm sure you could on YouTube.
Yeah. So we will do Let's Plays of the games that are banned on Twitch. So we're talking like Honey Pop, House Party, Genital Jousting, various anime visual novels. Yeah, like I'll just go through the list, and anything that's been banned on Twitch we'll play on a Let's Play, and we'll do our best to censor up the naughty bits. At 7,000, Claire and Woody will continue Man of Medan Part 2 and try out the newest game in the Dark Pictures anthology, Little Hope. Which I've been seeing people stream that and play that, and it looks to be a hoot as well. 8,000, it'll be hosts play the greatest games of all time that they have never played. So we've got this list that a Red Robe found on IGN.com of the top 50 or top 100 greatest games of all time as voted by that publication, and the host will go down and find out which ones we have not played and play them. And I think it's something I want to add to
this twist, by the way.
What's that?
Of host play bad games, host plays good games. Like, no, here's a list. Pick something you've never played. I love this idea.
Yeah. And then finally, this is the super duper stretch goal. If we get $10,000 somehow through this, we'll do the Battle Royale Apex Host Showdown. Which I think, was this yours, Robe?
Well, a culmination of different people bringing this idea together. Where it was just going to be, at one point, just we play Battle Royales and see who's better. And it was like, well, instead of a bunch of different Battle Royales, let's just stick to one. And, Apex. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, stick to Apex. And
it's free to play. It's on everything. You can cross-play.
Yeah, but now...
It's even releasing on Steam. Actually, it probably just released for Steam 5 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, wasn't it supposed to come to Switch?
That they're working on that, but it isn't there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And essentially what it is all the hosts will break off into teams, and one evening, we'll go and just play a bunch of Apex, and depending on your placement in a game will determine the points you get, and then at the end of that evening, whoever has the most points is the winner of the Apex Host Showdown and the best BR team.
All right. So below this here, our webcams are cutting off. So we do have the donator picks a game day for the 2021 season. However, we've amended it to just be drop a $250 donation in one chunk. So it can't be cumulative. If you want a game day, you have to do $250 one shot. We're limiting it to one per person, just so that we're not stretched out, and people are owed 20 some game days because they wanted to just donate a whole whack all at once there. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, if you drop $500, that doesn't mean you get to choose 2 game days. No, you only get one, even though.
Yeah.
Or if you can't just continuously drop 50 and then another 50, then another 50 until you get to 250. No, it's 250 or more. You get to choose 1 game day. That's it.
okay. All right, so so that was our ad break right there. Now before we get into the news, I actually have to go take a pee break. I won't be too long, but I want to give you guys a topic, but goddamn, can you guys think of something to talk about for 2 minutes?
I mean, sure. Robe, how far have you gotten in? I'll talk about the thing I've been playing constantly. How far did you get into like the like post game Iceborne monsters, Robe?
Oh,
So I've made it to Safi Jiva, and I can go investigate Elatrion, and that's as far as I've gotten. I haven't.
I mean, yeah,
I haven't even tried the actual like Safi raid yet, and I haven't actually tried the Elatrion because I'm trying to finish up other shit. Basically,
Yeah, I barely went into the grinding lands or guiding lands.
Guiding
whatever
lands,
they're
yeah.
called. I haven't went in there.
I haven't done much of
So-
Guiding Lands either. Honestly, I don't know.
haven't touched a lot of that extra content, which
Oh,
I mean,
fair
now
enough.
they're not making any more content to the game. The game is, for all intents and purposes, complete now.
Complete.
It is. There's
Although-
nothing else coming out. You can effectively beat Monster Hunter World with Iceborne now.
I mean, to me, I've hit the credit sequence of Iceborne. I've beaten it,
Right.
but
Yeah, but now
there's
you
still
can
Elatrion. There's still.
hunt-
I still haven't even gotten to Vitalis yet.
Yeah. But you now can hunt everything, kill everything, get all the stuff.
Although I hope once they hit actual end of life, they'll just be like, permanent like farewell.
Some sort of
Events.
farewell event
Yeah, well, just like
quests.
permanent. Like here, you can just do all the events from now until forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Until they
just give us one more
take down
goodbye
the-
thing. Yeah, until like the
Yeah.
servers go down. Just because it would suck if you had all of these things. Like, oh, you could get, you could be Leon, you could be Ryu, you could be, your Palico could be Mega Man, but you can't do any of that stuff because we're not never going to do another event again. That would suck.
Right,
So I'd
I
hope
mean,
if they're hitting end of life, we're never going to do anything. Like, just give us one last farewell festival that lets you do all the event quests, and just leave it on that for the for the rest of however long it exists. It's my hope.
I know back when they first brought it online, before they took down the older ones, I think they did that, just made all the event quests available.
Yeah, even as that, but who knows what's going to happen after the current festival ends in like 2 days.
Yeah, and plus they got that new one coming out on the Switch here eventually.
Yes.
Mm.
Monster Hunter Rise, it looks so good.
I mean, after that
Okay.
point there, they really should just keep that stuff open and be like, all right, end of
Yeah.
life. Let's just leave all the events open. Like, all this exclusive stuff now available for everyone, and just, go at it as you will. And there's no more time frames on all this. This stuff is just available to you now. Because we're done with the game, and we're going to move on to other stuff, so that's what they should do. But
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for if they hit the actual, like, we're just not going to change or update anything. Just do me a favor and leave the events open, because I know there's stuff I didn't even get to.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, those people that are just missing out on that one ticket for like the last thing they need for Dante's outfit or something like that.
yeah, exactly.
Okie doke. It is time to roll on with and man, like, even though we were only gone for 2 weeks, man, like and we'll explain that. Yeah, a lot of stuff, especially the day after we posted the last podcast.
Yeah.
So, ladies and
That
gentlemen,
always seems to happen.
it is time for Dot News. All right, first up in the news, continuation from last week and the whole Twitch and DMCA takedown notices that went out to streamers. We got our first bans. So we have a Twitch streamer by the name of Bucklington, who got perma banned for DMCAs. Now the thing with him is that he never got a direct email to his direct inbox. It got rerouted to his promotions, because with Gmail, they like to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's no junk folder. It's just promotions. Oh, this is a promotion for you. By the way, like, I double checked my Gmail just to be sure that I didn't get the DMCA notices. I'm still in the clear, thank God.
Same
But
Yeah, I never got one.
yeah, so that email is that's your one-time warning for Twitch.
Yeah, it's like, this is it. Don't fuck up.
They, as many problems as YouTube has, Twitch needs to get their transparency in order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
honestly, about
and-
this, like
and those
like
tools that
you know what?
they
If I
have
got nailed
to-
at DMCA, I understand. But tell me fucking why. Tell me
Exactly.
what I did wrong. Don't just say you fucked up. Okay, how'd I fuck up? We don't know. We can't tell you. But you fucked up.
As
Yeah,
much
and
as
they
it
also-
sucks on YouTube, DMCA and the tools that they have in there are to protect you. It's to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
that the companies, like, if you borrow footage or borrow music, they can say, yeah, you've got 2 seconds of that on there. That revenue's got to go to this company now. Like, case in point, the trailer I uploaded for advertising the Extra Life, Capcom has claimed that because of the 20 seconds of the Third Strike trailer being in there. There's no audio from the trailer, but the visual of it on there, yeah, that got claimed.
Wow.
So, I mean, we don't make any money off the YouTube channel anyway. We're a 10th of our subscriber count away from even being considered being able to get ad revenue off of the YouTube channel. Like, we would have to have 4,000 hours watched and 1,000 subscribers. So until that happens on the G1 Gamedays YouTube channel, that's not really a concern right now. But this Bucklington guy got the letter saying, in accordance with DMCA, we have a policy of terminating the accounts of repeated offenders. Your account is terminated because your conduct, including the conduct that results in copyright strike, has led to us to consider or treat you as a repeat offender. So I can't, like, I got this from a different source, so I don't know if he was one of the ones that, you know, in the wake of this, deleted all of his, like, past stuff. I know, like, guys like Dan's Gaming, Man vs. Game, Maximilian have deleted, like, over 400,000 files of, like, clips and past broadcasts just to be super duper safe. But apparently that is not the case, because this streamer, Moo
Fucking movie.
got not that one. Get that giant ad on my face. Moon got a DMCA strike for a clip he deleted 10 days ago. So he did the thing. He did what Twitch told him to do. Delete your shit that you think might be in violation and you'll be okay. He is not okay. He still got a strike.
Yeah, it's like, how did that even work? It's gone, but he still got a strike on it?
Yeah. I am dumbfounded as to how that works.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've got nothing.
Yeah. So Twitch has now got that thing that's in beta, the soundtrack thing, where they have this library that they paid for that apparently if you play it, you're going to be okay. But apparently the RIAA has come out and said, no, you're not okay, and no, you didn't buy the license for it. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
Like, you have an infrastructure. You need to have an infrastructure where you need to be able to clearly identify what's violating copyright and take action.
Exactly.
Twitch doesn't have that and is actually placing the blame on the streamer. It's like, and it also goes for the soundtrack too. So apparently, if you get claimed, if there's a DMCA strike on stuff that they said, oh no, that's your problem. But it's your software. No, that's your problem.
Yeah,
You
I
are
refuse.
responsible. You.
I
Yep.
refuse.
Because all they do is mute your VOD. That's the only thing that they do. They have no other tools, nothing else. They just mute your VOD, and if it gets through that possible mute, then
Then they're
all
like,
you.
oh, we
Sorry.
don't. Yeah, it's all on you. we don't know what to do. It's like
if I'm playing music, it is going to be royalty free. That's even the person who made the music says, "I will never DMCA claim you for this."
yeah, and you can be safe for a little bit. So, friend to Short Bus Eric and friend to all of us, actually, like a K had a very good like counter argument to one of the guys who actually was prominent about that initial email that went out, and has said, and I've said it several times as well, dealing with this shit on YouTube, is that if a company decides to buy out that royalty-free library, they can claim your video. And there's nothing you can do about it because they now own that license. So they can retroactively go back and just basically say, yo, no, that we bought that library. That's my song now. That's my penny now.
Yeah.
That was from so I did a video series on my YouTube called the SmackDown Retrospective because I was leading up to reviewing WWE 2K15 on Xbox One when it originally came out. So I went back and reviewed every single SmackDown game from the PS1 all the way up to then. And I was still affiliated with Full Screen right after they had bought Screw Attack. And one of the upsides and downsides to working with an MCN is an MCN, you are locked into a contract, depending on the length of the contract and how their dealings with. There's like it's a big messy deal. I personally never had any problems with Full Screen, full disclosure, but they gave you access to so many great tools. A lot of that shit was royalty free. It's like, hey, do you need like a cool animation for the beginning that you want to use in Adobe After Effects? Here's a free templates. Go nuts. Oh, you need some background music? Here, go nuts. So there was like several tracks that I grabbed from that were like really, really cool. So I grabbed those. I put those in. Right shortly after I quit full-time, or not full-time YouTube, but like actively trying to be a full-time YouTuber, I get this claim that says like, oh yeah, we claimed one of your SmackDown videos. I'm like, there's nothing copyright infringing on here. That's all royalty-free music. It's like, oh yeah, this company came in and bought this library. Yeah, they own the song now. It's like, you can clip the audio out if you want. And I'm like, no. So that's the thing. If they want to, like that royalty-free music you're listening to through Spotify or whatever out there, any company can come in, just buy that and go, nope, that's mine now. So this is still like such crazy times, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Like a lot of people are like just rethinking their streaming careers at this point and going, hey, you know what? Maybe I should go give YouTube another shot.
Yeah.
The thing is, the same shit can happen on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's like nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is online. Nothing is guaranteed.
Because the same thing can happen on YouTube and Facebook, but I think the big deal at one point with YouTube is they can actually take your ass down live. If I can remember correctly.
Yep. They can pull it down. Sometimes you can easily flip it back depending on how you take care of things. There was a live stream I was watching. I think it was like with Retro SFX, and they were like counting down like their top 10 videos and just kind of replaying bits and pieces of them. There was no audio on it. It was just all visual. Now, the key with this YouTube group is, and I've said it tons of times to go subscribe to them, is they take live action movies and they add video game sound effects to it. Just kind of, it's like, what if, the bike scene in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade had Excite Bike sound effects? Or what if Conan the Barbarian had Golden Axe sound effects? And while they were doing that, they got shut down live because it's like you're showing like copyrighted movies, even though they're cut up and all this. They still took the live stream down. It eventually came back up, but
yeah.
I
mean, movies are so tough. Like there was a YouTube channel I used to watch, and it was like trying to combat that was so hard they just gave up and just stopped making videos.
Yeah.
To try to do video essays like that are not breaking the actual law, but the DMCA claims are so tough.
And that's what eventually gave birth to the rise of the alternative player, which was Blip TV, and that guy with the glasses. Like Doug Walker was doing this on YouTube, and after all of the all the claims and the strikes and takedowns, he was just like, let's find an alternative player that will actually pay us. Okay, this looks good. All right, let's go buy a website. All right, buy YouTube. And then I think Blip got bought by Maker, and then Maker got bought by Disney, and they just killed the whole thing. And they're like, all right, back to YouTube. Royalty-free music for you again. That was the thing, too, with Blip. It's like, that was the Wild West. Like, you could get away with bloody murder on that video player. Like, if you wanted to use an ending theme, and it was like 30 seconds of a song, they were just like, yeah, sure. And the thing with Blip, too, is that they gave you a higher CMP than YouTube ever did. And their video player embedded in websites was so much more friendlier than embedding a YouTube video.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just said it. It was the Wild West, and we're getting civilized now. The internet is no longer the Wild West.
Yeah.
You have to do all this stuff. And
speaking of that, and oh my god, I can't believe here, I'm going to flip back to the main one because I need to look up the image real quick.
Okay.
I think I've got it on my tweets here, so I'll replay the tweet and see. So much crap. How far back did this go? Couldn't have been that far back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go get another internet.
Right.
This time with blackjack and hookers. That'll teach the internet.
I mean, I think you can still play blackjack, and the other one kind of got canceled by certain laws in the United States, where if a website is found to be doing things illegally, then you can like sue the website as a person or some shit like that.
So yeah,
images.
The internet is just part of life. It's part of just regular everyday world now.
Okay.
And
so when we were talking about Blip, it reminded me of this that people have seen. So apparently, if you use ad blocker on Twitch, this comes up.
Yep.
And not only that, they are forcing you to watch an ad every 10 minutes. Blip did this exact same thing. Where instead of watching a 30-second ad, they made you look at this screen for 90 seconds before any video would play.
That's
that led to the whole Linkara ad gate fiasco. Because then he came out with a video that said, "This is why using ad blocker is terrible," and everyone came after him. He's like, "Oh shit, I better take this video down."
Yeah, because Twitch, they are trying to fight ad blockers hard.
Yeah.
Seems like all the time, and essentially what they're doing is like I looked into it. It's like they're like breaking the ad blockers somehow to where like the third-party software that you used for like some sort of thing that gets like checked off by the ad blocker isn't checking off, and it's like you're getting continuous pre-roll ads every so many minutes or something.
Yeah, every 10 minutes.
So it's like, well, if you want it to fix, you got to turn off this third-party hardware that you're using, but they don't say that it's an ad blocker that's doing it.
Yep.
But it's an ad blocker that's doing this to you. So, but if you turn it off, then yeah. And then there's lots of talk about like if you the other third-party stuff like Better Twitch TV, Franker, FFC TV, that could do it as well.
I have Better Twitch TV on there, and that's not doing it.
No, it's not.
Currently, I have an ad block. I've never seen that screen.
But
maybe the one I have, they haven't cracked yet. Who knows?
Well, the thing is, the people, if you go to like ad block sites or like the subreddits or whatever, they're fighting back. They ain't fucking around.
No, God, no.
They're like, no, this ad bullshit, no, stop it. And every time, it's just been this back and forth for days, where
all I'm
It
saying,
gets
Twitch
broke,
is
it gets fixed.
all-
It gets broke, it gets fixed.
all I'm saying, Twitch, is that if you just let me watch ads for bits again, we'll turn it off. Make that
Right?
fucking thing work all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of having it like a limited number for
Oh,
like
it-
the
it
day
doesn't
or
even
something
work for me.
goofy.
Doesn't even work
Well,
for me.
Yeah.
It worked for like a hot minute one day for me where I was able to grind a bunch of bits, and then it really hasn't worked since
Oh.
because like they have like a certain pull or something like that that's goofy, but they don't make it,
No,
they don't expand on that good fucking idea.
no.
No. Because why when they can just keep giving, pulling out different things to make them money? That isn't just
Speaking
shit like
of,
that. Yeah.
this is in beta right now.
A fucking
So-
celebration feature.
Oh yeah, don't forget the Amazon original Borat subsequent movie film now on Amazon Prime.
Jesus. I went to watch our movie, and we'll talk about that part when we get to it. The Borat thing. On the Xbox app, like any other, it's it's like movie, it's like 5 movies across or 4 movies, whatever. So they had the big Borat banner ad on top, and then like my suggested, and then like another 5-panel Borat ad underneath. It's like, no, I don't give a shit about Borat. Just let me find the movie I'm here to watch and fuck off.
I watched it.
Like, 2 ads for the same fucking movie on the homepage of the app.
I watched it. I chuckled at the first joke because it was at the expense of our world leader, and I don't think I laughed at a single joke after that. So speaking of the whole collecting revenue, they're beta testing this thing called Celebration. So if you look down below, you got your follow button and you got your subscribe button. They want to put another button in there that's called Celebrate. And what Celebrate means is a direct donation to your favorite streamer, but Twitch takes 50% of the cut.
God, that is so fucking stupid.
know.
No.
From that tweet, Streamlabs is like, hey, friendly reminder, we don't take a single goddamn cut of your direct donations that people make through our service and our alert system. It's just a processing fee through the bank or PayPal or however you donate to your favorite streamer.
Yep.
Like, whoever thought of this idea,
right? Because
don't reveal it because you will be lynched. Mobs will come for you.
I mean, even if it would be an okay idea, because yeah, sure, Twitch needs to make money, blah blah blah. That cut is what just no. 50-50? No, not on a direct
You're
donation.
already taking
No.
50% of the sub revenue from your streamers. Why? Like, I understand why, because those direct donation pop-offs that go off, you don't see a cut of that because that's going through a third party, and you just want like,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, for my channel, I don't even have that set up. Like, I don't even have direct donation set up. Like,
oh, yeah.
No, this is just me, just my personal channel. It's like, donate. Like, if you want to donate to me, cool. This is my actual life page. Do that. So, like, I don't even have like the Streamlabs one set up. So it's like, if the celebration comes up, I'll even have a note. I'll even put a thing like, "Don't do this." Just if you want to support the stream, support my extra life. Support this instead. Don't support giving Amazon half of your money.
Yeah.
And even what the celebration thing is, I tried it once, okay, on somebody that I saw had it, and it's like, okay, they're going to get 50%. What the fuck does this do? I saw what it did, and it's like, that's it? That's dumb!
What did it do?
Basically, it, for you and everybody else, when you do it, it makes, like, firework go off across, like, the screen on the website you're watching. Because it's a celebration, like fireworks go off.
That's why
And
we
depending-
have Streamlabs and Stream Elements. We could put our own fucking celebrations on it. We
Well, no,
don't
no,
need
that's-
this.
That-
It's on the site, so it'll come up over the stream and over the chat, and it'll be
That's-
everywhere on the actual site,
God.
not just on the
That's just
stream.
That's just buying skills on Mixer. But at least
Yeah,
that was like
essentially. But
at least
it's
those with a weird free pseudocurrency.
and
If
it's
they
like,
do
this
push,
ain't worth it.
if they do push
ain't
this
worth it.
live, their only way that they can ever save face is like, okay, we have this, but if you want to opt out and not have the button there, click here.
Yeah.
If
it's
they
an opt-out,
force it,
opt-out.
if it's on there, I will not change any of my settings to make that official, and I will put a MoveBot command that will go off every 5 minutes that tells people don't click that stupid that stupid celebrate button because it's not
Yeah, same.
benefiting me. It's benefiting Twitch only. If you want to benefit
Yeah.
me, I do have a donate button at the bottom.
And
Yeah.
also,
That'll
They
be the
could
only
do
time you'll
like
ever
what
hear
they
me hear
do.
about it.
yeah, if they want to do what they do with bits and take out the cut and make it a better cut, obviously for the streamer, before you actually do the thing, then okay. But still, with the bits, it's a much, much lesser cut when you buy bits.
Oh, hell no. Oh, not in Canada anyway. 1,500 bits cost me like $27.
Jeez.
There's a reason why you don't see me drop bits in a lot of streams because it is fucking expensive in Canada to buy bits.
Yeah, like for me, just looking at it, 100 bits is $1.40.
So for
Here.
me, I would rather just directly donate to a streamer.
Yeah.
Like anytime, like the only time you'll ever see me drop bits is that if it's from some type of Prime thing. It's like, oh, watch the first episode of Jack Ryan's, Tom Clancy's, whatever fucking show it is, and you'll get 1,500 bits. I'm like, cool, got them. Gamedays here, have them. Or I'll pop
Yep.
100 here, 100 here, 100 here. You know, I'll spread it out around. But like, if I just want to do something, like with Eric, like he was like so close to getting the D20 that you would get from Extra Life. I'm like, oh, how much do you need? Boom, done.
Yeah.
There are literally so many different ways that you can support someone. You do not need to do this
No.
because you are just
A lot of
directly
times.
supporting. Now we've all gotten now
You're
Twitch is-
directly supporting the people who do not need half of that money.
exactly.
Right.
Jeff Bezos does not need
Yeah.
that chunk of your money.
Uh,
Absolutely does not.
What is Tom saying in his streams? Subs are good, bits are great, direct donations are the best.
Yep. Because even on my channel, okay, I have that boss bar, and subs do very little damage. Bits do very little damage. You want to do big damage to the boss bar to get like the pay-per-view early, like it is this week. You direct donate, you do a lot of damage to that boss bar because that money goes directly to my PayPal
Mhm.
compared to the
Yeah.
granted more convenient bits or whatever, but still, it's a more direct thing to me that way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Game Tag does. What a lot of people with the bars do. It's just like cross that out, like bam, done. Yeah, so we'll see if they actually pull the trigger on this. I mean, they are going to because there might be some naive streamer out there who's like, oh wait, this is just part of the culture. I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't.
We really
Be
don't.
smarter. Although,
Yeah.
still on the topic about direct donations and all that, this actually came up interesting. I hate the name of this title of this article because it just comes off as very like, eh. It's called the title of the article is Pokemon wants Twitch fans to stop giving her so much money. Keep your dough. I mean, you could have worded it a little bit better, but so I found this a little bit interesting. This came up a couple days ago. So Pokemon has partnered up with Streamlabs. This new service is only available to her so far. They may roll out to other streamers, but she has it in place now where you can actually have a hard cutoff for how much a person can directly donate to a streamer. So she has now implemented it, says, hey, if you want to drop a tip, the maximum that I will accept is $5. It's So you can't do any more like, like 50, 100,000, whatever. So I mean, in the long one, it's not going to stop like someone that's like, oh, I really wanted to drop 1,000 on her. Okay, I got to do $5 at a time.
Jesus.
Maybe that will still discourage them, but I mean, I find that's kind of interesting because it can help a lot too with if you've seen some of those Twitch fails where like you hear like a kid crying because he donated $200 to a streamer and he meant to do $2. I can't remember the streamer's name, but like she was gone. She's like, "Can someone call her? Can someone call her? I said 200. I meant to." She goes, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on?" He's like, "I meant to give you 200, and I meant to give you 2." She's like, "Oh no, don't worry. I'll refund you. Don't worry."
That scenario you talked about, I'm just imagining someone that at like a vending machine, something and there's $5, and he's just like a quarter at a time. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this. I swear. I'm gonna get there.
I've done that where like
throwing money in a parking meter.
The last job I worked at, they didn't have like they had like an ATM, but it only spit out 20s. So I'm like, shit, I want a bag of chips. So I pull a bag of chips, and it just spits out all coins, and you're just sitting there with like all in your pockets of just like,
oh yeah, because all ones and twos are coins.
They eventually, after I left, they just made it to where it was just tap your debit card for whatever you want. I'm like, thank you, that's so much easier. It's like, yeah, but the charges. I was like, fuck the charges. It saves me from bank fees for having to get a 20 out, and then I'm walking around with a goddamn like huge amount of change in my pocket.
If I trip, my pocket's gonna explode like a Scott Pilgrim villain. Just toonies everywhere.
River City Ransom. Barf.
Scott Pilgrim's more relevant because it's actually Canadian money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, like I can't wait for that game to come out in a few months.
Oh yeah.
They say holiday 2020, and we're getting close to it there. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I find like one of the reasons that she said this is that she's been doing this for so long. She appreciates all the support. But, she's got a full-time gig now with Twitch. She's gotten one of those big-time contracts, which, God, when's the next time you're ever going to hear that X signs with X company again?
Right.
Now that Mixer's done and they spent that fuck you money for Ninja and Shroud and Ewok and all them, like, now that that's defunct, like, no one's going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to Facebook Gaming. They're going to be like, all right, see ya. It's like, wait, don't you want to buy me back? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, the at least for now, the big contract streamer thing seems to be done, or at least the attention for the big streamer contracting is done.
Yeah, so I think that's. I mean, like, she's on one of those big Twitch streamer contracts, so it's just like, you guys don't really need to drop all that much money on me. So she's like, all right, max tip is now $5. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it could lead to if people kind of are getting out of control and, like I know some streamers, you appreciate the money that comes in, but at the same time, it's like, please don't put yourself into destitute just to see a big pop off from me,
Yeah, never to anyone. Don't donate $1, you'll miss.
Yeah.
Ever. Like.
Yeah. Like Melanie, I had a little concern
it's great
over.
To love to help other people, but you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself first.
I had a little concern over, like all the incentives that we're doing for Extra Life, but like I'm factoring in like the amount of time I'm streaming for those 3 hours, depending on my physical state, and all that. And I said, well, what happens if I get like all first place finishes and it ends up being like 10 in that night? And I'm like, well, I guess I'm dropping $100.
Oh wait, I forgot. Nobody actually mentioned it because I added it to the incentive thing late.
Oh, I must have missed it.
Where if I manage to raise during my block and only my block a cumulative total of $500, since I haven't played the fucking thing, I will go through and I will play the god-awful story mode, glitches and all, of WWE 2K20.
We gotta do this.
Look,
We have to do this.
Right.
We have to do this, G1s. Get this done.
Because that story mode is awful. It is glitchy as all hell. But I'll do it if during my block $500 gets raised.
Now, okay, so going back to the to Pokemon thing, I mean, a lot of streamers have come out with saying like, "Man, this sucks because like if I don't do this, I'm going to be labeled the bad guy." It's like, well, why don't you limit your donations? It's like, I can see that argument too, but I also see like, you know, this is just a choice that some streamers can make.
Right.
And she even says herself, it's like, you know, you guys have been super generous to me in the past. You know, I'm putting this in here for a lockdown. Please support growing channels, charities, and treat yourself. You know.
Yep.
Because I'm sure like at some point like some streamers would just be like, you know, there's so many times I can go, you know, cut my face at a donation,
Right.
and then I just start getting like dumb to it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I mean, there are a bunch of, like you said, a bunch of contracted streamers, and then there are some big streamers that aren't contracted. Like, I don't think Max is, like Maximilian. He isn't contracted.
No, he's not
by Twitch.
contracted.
So I could definitely see him not doing something like this because he doesn't have a Twitch contract. So he has no reason to do this. But there are some out there that are.
It's not necessarily because she's doing this because she's on a Twitch contract. I think she's just doing this because, well, I mean, like she's set with Twitch and other venues. Like she gets sponsorships. She probably makes a pretty good amount on ad revenue, and bits are fine because bits are something that you can accumulate on ads if you can. I think too it's just maybe like
I've Gum commercial just recently.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, she's supposed to be in like the new Free Guy movie with Ryan Reynolds. So
Right,
I mean, she's probably someone right now that's pretty well set. So
and
exactly.
Part of it too is just like people with certain creators can, it's called a parasocial relationship, can get a little too attached. So make sure this person who doesn't, who thinks, more is going to happen if he keeps dropping $1,000 on Pokemon. Try to curb that by going, you can give me $5.
Yeah, like I
settle down.
I dropped $20,000 on you yesterday. We're practically married.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll see if this gets rolled out through everyone else on Streamlabs, because right now this is just exclusive to Pokimane. Obviously, because she is a partner with Streamlabs. I mean, if you go to Streamlabs, her face is right on the front page, along with a dude with a guitar, which I don't know who that is. He just kind of showed up during COVID. Yeah. But no, going on that, it'll be interesting to see if it does show up and if other streamers decide to take Streamlabs up on that offer, and kind of curb downplay the whole gigantic donations. It's like, no, I'll just take a small tip and I'm gonna cap it off with that. Be done with there. Okay, it's time for one of the big ones. I've had to go back because this is the thing that dropped immediately after our stream, or after our last podcast. And I had to go back to it every other day just to stay good and pissed. So
no, I think I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's look at Mr. Hutchinson's tweets from October 22nd. So, with all the pending troubles with DMCAs, this guy decided to make this hot take. Streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. The real truth is that streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. I don't know about you, but other than like my very young adult hood, I'm pretty much paid for every video game I have.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So not only like if I buy a piece of software, I also have to buy a license to show that said software off to the rest of the world. By the way, this is one of the creative directors over at Stadia, which he had to remove from his bio because Stadia was trending that day for all the wrong reasons. He's currently he changed it to SG&E, which the S still stands for Stadia. He previously worked on Journey to the Savage Planet, Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, the worst one, Spore, Sims 2, etc. All opinions are his own. By the way, as heralded by Wooly and Pat from Castle Super Beast, it says Montreal, and he lives in Montreal, but he's actually Australian, so that ain't on Canada. Wipe our hands clean of that guy. Okay. We talk about this.
So yeah, bad hot take is bad, obviously, but it's just one of those things where the whole fear mongering of like when cassette tapes came out that you could put on your radio, that's going to kill the music industry. Burnable CDs, that's going to kill the music industry. Or video cassettes, that's going to kill the movie industry. No, streaming's going to kill the movie industry, apparently. But that and the virus. But other than that, there is this agreement with the streamers and YouTubers and these video game publishers that it's free marketing. It is a free advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
And not even Nintendo could combat it. And they were the most stubborn, the most litigious of them all. And they were like, yep, we can't, nope.
Rest in peace, Nintendo Creator Club.
There's a tiny bit of precedent. I did a little searching to remember where it was. Around the time of one of PewDiePie's racial incidents, Campo Santo, the guys who make Firewatch, went, yeah, you don't get to make money off of us anymore, and copyright striked his videos and said, we are pulling your rights to talk about our games. We do not want your voice talking about our games anymore. And technically, it's not a non-revocable license. So there's a little precedent. I think YouTube did accept the copyright strike, but so I mean, technically they could. But what game company is going to do that unless you're a complete dick?
I think I can go back to a few games that Jim Sterling has reviewed, where he said they're utter pieces of shit, and they try to copyright strike and take the videos down. It's like, no, your game is bad, and I need to tell people that it is bad.
Well, I mean, even that like review is different than a let's play of, like a movie review is, a movie review using some clips is different than a movie review using half the movie. So, someone playing an entire video game is like that's, well, now you've shown the entire game, basically. You've just shown the entire work and talked over it. That's not transformative, and who knows? It's all fucking.
That's that is subjective. I mean, a lot of people will state that yes, if we talk over it, we give points there that it is transformative, it is original piece, and we didn't give it away because we talked over some most parts. But so he goes on to state, after all the super hot takes, is amazing to me that people are upset that someone's saying that the creators of content should be allowed to make some of the money from other people using their content for profit. I mean, yes, because a lot of people are, they make money off this. That is their livelihood. But there's a lot of good that can come from it as well. From this guy right here, there's Drucifer 89 says, Streaming is free advertisement for developers. It goes both ways. Streamers get to use the devs' product, and the devs get free advertisement. Also, streamers help indie developers more than you realize. Look at Among Us. Game came out years ago, but just got popular due to streamers. If Soda Poppin' didn't play Among Us, it probably would still be in Steam obscurity hell. It launched November 2018. Average player base of 8.2. That's barely enough to fill a room. Streamers saw it was fun. It's now consistently the most played game on Steam, the most watched game on Twitch. They canceled a sequel to say, no, we'll just work on stuff for the base game. We'll go back and put more stuff in.
Right now, it's the number 2 game on Twitch under Apex Legends. If you don't count just chatting.
I mean, Apex makes sense because, again, they just released a new update less than an hour ago at time of recording. For if anyone's going back and watching this again.
Yeah, and going back into the chat there, I mean, there are some companies that will use scare tactics to keep content creators from doing anything with their games. Wordman said Atlas with Persona.
Yep.
Persona 5 in particular, they said, no, don't play past this date. Don't do this.
And that's the pre-agreement. That's I mean, that's kind of what he's talking about. Everyone could do this.
But then again, I've known several people, and most recently, we can put Game Attack in there. They streamed nonstop the entire fucking game, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Well,
some people are like,
they got it's beyond like the agreement when it was.
No. They said that like even like they said you can only play up to this date in the game, and you can't show anything else. And they said that's good. That's forever.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was only for like.
Well, at first it was like a specific date. No, that this is in game. So like you can't show any cutscenes, dialogue, fights beyond January 20th in game.
Yeah,
and then it
would be like if Square came out and
August.
said you can't show the last disc of Final Fantasy. You can play the first 2. You cannot show the third one.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just thought that's like they had that like up until like a certain date for after the game came out. Like you can't.
No, that's in-game dates.
I know that Persona has in-game dates. I just thought this like, okay, you can't show any of that until enough people. So we're making it like a year from now. So that's all you can do until a year from after it comes out. So there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
no. Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, okay, so when they were still super best friends, they had 2 parts filmed of Persona 5, and then that news came out, and they're like, nope, we're not risking our channel. We're just not doing it. And then a lot of people were like, what if I did do it? Nothing happened. I can't think of a single content creator that either LP'd or streamed the entirety of Persona 5 and got in trouble. Not a one.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that they could pursue if they wanted to, but I don't think they care.
There was also too, I think, with Persona 5 Royale, when that came out, they had this big laundry list, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, where it was like, okay, you can only do this. You have to use the capture hardware of your console. You can't use third-party capture devices.
Yeah.
Every video you put up, you have to have the trademark in the lower third, and you have to have this up there. I think even too, when you capture the game using like the PS4, it will put the copyrights in there for you. Like if you take a snapshot and you post that to social media, it will have copyright Atlas, copyright Sega, copyright Sony Computer Entertainment.
That's not the worst thing. I mean, also Beryl said that they did eventually remove the rule, but when you got to a certain in-game date, you had to put spoilers in your title.
I mean, that's
fair. Yeah, that's fair. But back to like, a licensing fee for every single game if you want to broadcast. No. Like
What's amazing of that is that after he tweets that, his last tweet, because he stayed off social, he said, hey, it's gonna hop online and stream some Fall Guys. Who's up for it? Immediately, everyone came after him and said, "Did you buy a license for it?"
Right. Also, what was pointed out, scroll back to the top. Yeah, the top of his profile.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've got this.
Jacksepticeye.
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, Jacksepticeye pointed out like that his header is fan art of Jacksepticeye
from Savage Planet,
From
but
Savage
right
Planet,
here he
it is not
cropped
attributed.
out. He cropped out the signature of the artist that did this. Did not get the permission from the artist to use this.
Yeah.
So that there's that shit show. Yeah, you wonder why he hasn't made a tweet since 2 weeks.
Yeah. I imagine Google eventually saw it and just went, yeah, you need to stop.
Yeah.
you
also
get off social media.
Take Stadia out of your name because we're getting into big shit. Not just because our platform's a piece of shit and we didn't promise half the shit we talked about. That's still not out yet.
Yeah.
All right. So before I move on, I have to make some more key points as to why this hot take is shit. I'm going back to not my friends. I wish they were my friends. My brethren in Canada, the super best friends. They have gotten direct confirmation from developers that streams and let's plays help the games industry. Because people from Sega, the developers at Sega directly contacted them and said that, hey, you guys playing these old Yakuza games has drummed up more interest. We're thinking of remastering these games. And guess what? Not only have they been remastered and like the entire thing's on one console, it's coming to 2 other systems. Like Xbox One's going to have it, and it was only on PlayStation for the longest time. I have my physical copy of Yakuza 0 that says only on PlayStation. I'm like, ooh, that's that kind of hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it helps because then more people can play it. And then there's this little hidden gem of a game that was only in Japan that they played on their channel twice, technically, called Metal Wolf Chaos. Devolver Digital, live on E3, name dropped Super Best Friends and said, we saw that Let's Play, it looked rad, we decided to remaster the game and release it. And translate it. You can't tell me this shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sorry if my camera's shaking because I'm banging on my desk.
I mean,
now,
I now have a direct one too. I know you've probably got a bunch to mention as well, but a streamer named Honolulu Gamer watched me play Firewatch, and he just played it just recently. He streamed it as well because he saw me play it. You know, that's one, but like I have a direct, like this happened because someone watched me stream it.
Exactly. Like this is for us as well. Like I was getting to this here. We are very super duper small. We're at the 0.001% of small streamers, which is everyone. Like I'm one, Wolf's one, Rope's one, Short Bus is one. This channel that you're watching right now is one. I can guarantee you for a fact that people in this chat right now, there's one chatting right now. He just put in, I got him to get Dragon Quest Heroes 2 because I streamed it. I got people to buy Panzer Paladin on the Switch because I streamed it. I'm pushing the messenger. It's 2 years old, but I'm pushing the messenger, hoping that people will play it, and I think some people might.
Yeah, I was planning to check it out anyway. But
there we go. I made another sale. See?
I mean, I don't. When I played like Persona 4, that game was amazing. I had people saying, "Well, now I want to play Persona 4 again." I don't think I sold anybody on the game, but it's enough where if somebody watches you see what you do, they're like, "Man, I want to do that myself." And it's a thing.
In our circle too, I played Horizon Zero Dawn. Then Short Bus played it. Then you played it. Silent Hero played it along with all of us. Put 500 hours into it.
Yes.
To 100% it.
Yeah.
Every
And the
permutation,
DLC.
and the DLC, every collectible. And that's a whole up a minute game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd beat the main game and he didn't get to like the second act of the game. And I know for a fact too that games that I play,
Silent Hero.
if it's new enough, they won't come watch because they're going to play it themselves. I have a feeling that my viewership will drop next week when I decide to play Miles Morales. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to wait for that one. I'm playing that day one. I hope you'll join me on that journey and play along with me.
Right up until you get the Spider-Verse skin, and then the jankiness, the intentional jankiness to make it look like the movie is going to make me go, I can't anymore.
We're coming to that, but yeah, that's
sorry.
I might cut that out because we're going a little late here.
Yeah.
But Alex,
we're at like what, 2 hours already?
You're at the dumbest of hot takes, and I hope you still have a job, but I still hope Stadia crashes and you lose your job.
A great way that I saw it put was, every day Twitter has a main character, and your goal is to not be Twitter's main character.
Oh yeah, what do you know? Look at this right here. Look what's trending #1 or in Canada right now. Twitch streamers.
Interesting.
Okay. We have some quick ones here. Still kind of on Twitch, but we're throwing it to a different company. So, remember a few weeks ago when we said that if you're a WWE Superstar, streaming on Twitch was basically stealing money out of Vince McMahon's pocket? So, the Superstars at the 0 hour reportedly had a meeting with Vince McMahon and failed to prevent the Twitch crackdown. So, a lot of WWE Superstars who live stream on Twitch had their final say. One of them being AJ Styles, who put on his Discord saying, "I want to thank you all for the great memories on Mixer and Twitch." Because remember, AJ was originally Mixer, because he's Microsoft fanboy. I'll cherish these memories, and I love every one of you that made this possible and supporting me. As many of you know, WWE is making some changes that involve streaming. We'll see what the future holds in that regard. With that being said, I will be suspending Styles Clash stream. This isn't goodbye, but this is see you sometime in the future. We'll leave the Discord open, but since it won't be monitored, we'll be making changes. Yeah. So AJ Styles has closed his. Cesaro has closed his. Dakota Kai, Mia Yim, and several others have closed down. I'm assuming Austin Creed has closed his down, even though he's kind of in that gray area because he does run up, down, down. Maybe he won't be streaming personally. I have not seen him stream since this all went down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I don't want to explode my computer and have a whole lot of tabs open for the news segment. There's one person who said "fuck you" to all this and is still continuing to stream. That would be Paige.
Oh yeah, she's still going.
I am going to just paraphrase, like, when she found this out live, she basically said, I'm done with this company. I've literally broke my neck twice for this company. This isn't about the money. This is about the community. And basically, this is for my mental health, because had it not been for Twitch, I don't know what I would have done, because I'm cooped up in my house. I can't wrestle. I haven't been on TV in over a year, and they canceled Backstage. So, I mean, she's under contract, but they're not doing anything with her. So what is she supposed to do with her time in lockdown? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's the power that Twitch has right now, is that we don't make a whole lot of money, if any money, depending on who you are, on this. I mean, Paige is in one of those lucky places where she has such a big fan base that she's probably one of the top streamers on Twitch as far as, like, subs go. I think she makes around, like, she's got like 50K subs. I'm presuming they're all tier 1. That's a lot of money, but she doesn't even care about the money. I mean, she's got a paying job with the WWE, but this is more just for her mental health. Interacting with people, chatting, playing games.
getting to interact with an audience again. After, I mean, how old is she?
She's in her mid-20s for sure, because like she was very young when she signed, and she was still very young when she was forced into retirement.
She's 28.
28.
And the thing that she, spent most of her life training to do has been ripped away from her already. Like, you've taken the one thing that's keeping her from going stir crazy away from her.
Yeah. So she's been one of those ones because of this. She's been like active into trying to see about unionizing the WWE. I mean, you can't really unionize all of pro wrestling. You can only do like the big company. Because I know in AEW, like Tony Khan, don't give a fuck. You want to stream? Go stream.
We will literally promote it on the air.
Yeah, exactly. Here with all the signs, it's like, go follow me on Twitch.
Yeah.
What's also funny though is that there is another superstar who is still streaming on Twitch. The Chugs, aka Adam Cole, baby. Which maybe because he's technically NXT, that's like a gray area. It's like I'm not technically a WWE contracted wrestler. I'm still technically developmental.
Be some sort of loophole.
I don't know. Like I saw him streaming either Sunday or Monday. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play Halo 2 Anniversary with subs. Let's hop in and play some matches." Like, didn't even mention it. Didn't even like. I haven't seen anything about him, like having to shut anything down. He's still going strong. Is it because he's NXT?
It could be because he's not using his real name or.
Well, that's the thing is that
WWE maybe
none of these people
just going by the Chugs.
Everyone was changing their names.
Like Cesaro, crap, I'm drawing a blank. But Cesaro didn't have his name on as his stream name.
No,
nothing.
I know Dakota Kai changed her name. I mean, Paige changed hers. She's Saraya official now. Styles Clash. I mean, come on, like that you could kind of get it. It's the name of a move unless you've copyrighted his move. I mean, he could easily. He could just change his name to Alan James, whatever Ross gives him that name when he does WTF moments.
Who knows? I mean, who knows what the intricacies of that contract is, like without actually getting to see one.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, with Paige, I mean, her content is what it is. It's just chatting. It's just like maybe every once in a while she'll play a video game here and there. I mean, if that's what you want to sub to, that's what you want to sub to. I'm not here to pass judgment. All I'm here to say is that I understand it a lot more because of for being cooped up, and you can't work at your job. They won't let you do anything. So what else is there to do? So who knows? We'll see if she gets future endeavored. I mean, it could probably be the best thing in the world for her just to fucking leave that company and be done with it.
Oh god, yeah. But
I mean, the way she spoke on that stream makes me believe that she's like, if she can't unionize or get them to change their minds, she'll just be like, all right, I'm done. I'll be on Twitch.
It's a really stupid idea in general. If you're the one who's trying to get the unionizing done, to say that out loud where your bosses can hear you, unless you already have everything in place. Because then they can get rid of the person saying unionize real fast.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to switch off from the news here because, wow, we are running a little bit late.
Yeah.
the other stuff I have is just basically Halo.
Been here. I want to do it all. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the only other topics I have is just the Cyberpunk 2077 delay. I mean, it is what it is. There are funny memes
going to circle back to that later. I promise. We'll still bring it up.
Halo Infinite's director stepped down.
I'm curious what that game is going to end up being. Honestly, quick takes on the news. I'm curious what's going to happen with Halo Infinite because it's just seemed like such a shit show in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, externally. Who knows?
I mean, there's rumors
it could still end up being amazing, but
there's rumors that Microsoft is trying to get Bungie involved again. on the next Halo Infinite.
And that could help, hopefully.
I mean, that
Maybe,
would
I
help,
don't
but
know.
bring in an entirely different studio. It's like, well, this is never coming out.
The last thing I have is that literally right after the podcast as well, Nintendo announces the Fire Emblem NES re-release or actually release. They're actually translating it and putting it on the Switch, but they're just defaulting it. They're gonna take it off the store on March 31st, which is. I have a whole YouTube video if you guys haven't watched that.
Oh yeah, that is so dumb.
I wonder if something is coming at some point that's going to make that all make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Why
they
they
have
keep defaulting shit.
they have a limited edition physical thing for it, but like with the Mario thing, it's like it don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, they're gonna take All Stars off the eShop. They're cutting off the servers from Mario 35, and now they're
only going to sell that. They're only going to sell that Game and Watch until March.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Mario is the only thing I can think of is they're going to put them each individually on the eShop and charge $30 for each or something goofy.
That would be stupid.
I don't know.
I think it would be super pissed if they did divide it, but then charge more than 20.
Maybe they're just maybe they're artificially making this stuff up so that their fiscal years they can look at their investors and say, look how much money we made because we told people that you can only buy these games between this time frame. Let's just keep doing that.
Yeah, who knows why they're
I mean, and you never know.
Continuing to add artificial scarcity.
They could probably take down the Mario 35 thing and just turn it into
Mario 99.
100. Yeah, Mario 99 or
I
feel like
honestly
that would be overwhelming.
Or Mario 120, remember that? Have 120 players from that E3 thing a long time ago. Shout out to that.
You mean 128?
Mario. Yeah, Mario 128 or whatever.
Yeah. Have a shout out to that.
If they did Mario 99 or Mario 100, can you imagine going through a course after someone had gone through 4-2? It's like, oh, start the next one. Why are there 500 latitudes on screen?
Yeah.
Seriously,
I feel like more than 35 is just going to get overwhelming.
Yeah, I dread.
They do something to long, like some sort of balancing.
I dread anytime I see someone go to 4-1 or 6-1, and it's like, oh, here come the latitudes, and then after a while, it's just like, they just filled up the screen. Time to use my roulette. Hope I get a star. Send them back. That's just basically that's a point to just send shit to another player and then hope that they spend all their coins on stars to either send it back or just. And even if I go through a pipe and I come back out and start another course, boom, they're just back again because they sent them to someone else. Yeah, so Nintendo continues to make dumb decisions. Weather at 11. All right, that's the news. Yeah, like I said, we had even though it's been 2 weeks, usually we don't have a lot to talk about, but just Twitch and this developer just continues to fuck up, and I'm like.
Also, I think the last podcast before we complained about Twitch making it so you can only raid if you had 5 or more people. They have rescinded that. That's back to normal. You can raid with however many people.
Thank you.
So, Twitch, you get 1.
Yeah, you got one good thing that happened.
We had like 5 that we mentioned, but you get 1 point back.
Yeah. We'll still buy their shit. Yeah, I mean, like I said in my video, I was like, what am I gonna do? Not buy Fire Emblem? Of course I'm gonna buy it. It's like $7.
Oh yeah.
All right. So before we get into video games, the movie, the game, the review, something I forgot to mention when we were talking all Extra Life stuff. We are going to have an exclusive T-shirt available for 24 hours during the marathon. So if you guys want a special T-shirt, basically to commemorate the live stream, we'll have it available in our merch store between 8 and 8. So if you miss out on buying it, that's it. It's gone. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm happy how it turned out. I was thinking of ordering one before the game day, but it's not going to get here in time.
Oh.
I mean, they've gotten better with their print jobs post-COVID, or current COVID, I should say. Like,
yeah, we're very much still current COVID.
Can you imagine when we can say post-COVID?
Right now, no.
No.
No. I mean, it's
not,
a hell of
not
a
to dwell on
thing.
this. Not to dwell on this too much, but seeing like repeatedly that Maine is getting new records of cases per day, which are not huge, but it's like this record lasts like a day or two, and then we break it again. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I can't imagine post COVID yet.
No.
I mean, my kids are on homeschooling through virtual stuff. I mean, they could technically go to school, but we were like, nah.
Nope.
And we have gotten a grand total of 5 different emails from the school because they have to let you know that at least 5 times in the school, somebody has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. So it's like, well,
We made the right decision.
not my kids. Yeah, that's 5 times we have been proven we made the right decision.
There you go. Alrighty, now it's time for that part of this podcast where normally we would review a movie based on a video game to see if Hollywood could replicate what developers put on our home consoles. But for the month of November, for the month of October, we did spooky games that were turned into movies. This time, we're just gonna do games. Not a game, but we're gonna look at like the development side of video games with documentaries and series. So it's time for not really video games, the movie, the game, the review, but how to make a video game, the movie, the game, the review. I suck at transitions. I'm just gonna hit the video, let it play out. There we go. Okay, so this week we decided to watch from 2012 a little title called Indie Game the Movie. So this follows the developments of Braid, Super Meat Boy, and Fez. So you get to see how crazy Phil Fish really is before he disappeared.
This was a hell of a blast from the past, I tell you what.
Yeah. Even Melanie remembered it. She's like, wait, didn't we watch this already? I said, oh, yeah, I'm rewatching it for the podcast. She's like, oh, cool. She's like, oh, yeah, Phil Fish is still crazy, right? I said, still crazy? It's crazy. So, although rewatching it, there's not a whole lot with Jonathan Blow and Braid. It's mostly focused on Team Meat and Polytron for making Fez and Super Meat Boy.
Yeah, the Braid stuff kind of sort of like bookends it because like Braid had already come out.
Yeah.
And whereas Fez and Super Meat Boy didn't.
Yeah, they were just on the cusp and they
Yet.
were like racing to get done.
Which that is also an interesting thing that this movie takes on and shows at the forefront, which is a big deal now, is the crunch that they've went through.
Yeah.
And all that type of stuff where it's like people are just talking about it now, but there's this whole movie where all these indie developers are going through it right there in a documentary. So that's interesting.
Oh,
if I can say it at least.
I have a mirror image here. Hi. Wolf internet broke. Oh.
And yeah, definitely seeing Phil Fish being as crazy as he was there. And I mean, this was before the pure internet meltdown that he had.
Yeah.
Literally seeing him and how he acts and just pretty much, I think, being as truthful as he could be with the situation he was in with that former partner and the game and all that type of stuff, and seeing him at that path with it and it breaking and all that type of stuff.
Hey, he's back.
Sorry about that, my internet.
All right. Yeah, so with this, like, yeah, it's pretty crazy to see how crazy he is. And also, like, because it wasn't really talked about all that much back in 2012, but, like, this could also be an advocate for, we need to talk about mental health more, because, like, the film crew was just basically like, what will you do if you can't finish the game? He's like, I'll fucking kill myself. Like, dude. Yeah. He's like, no, seriously, I will kill myself.
Yeah. And even the one dude, what's his name? Tommy on Super Meat Boy
Super
there.
Meat Boy.
Oh, yeah.
He was, woo. I mean, the other guy, he was fine, but him,
Yeah, Tommy was intense.
yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty intense, and also too about like he really hates AAA games. He's just like, hey, if you want to buy Call of Duty, whatever, that's a piece of shit game, and I don't make piece of shit games.
Well, even seeing like his emails, it's like, it's not on there. Why is my game not on there? Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
Oh yeah, yeah. The morning of release, because he was part of like the Summer Game Fest when Xbox 360 did that, which is how I kind of discovered a lot of these games like Braid and Super Meat Boy and Fez, is that they like in the summertime they would promote these smaller little games that it was so weird to see it on there. It's like, all right, Super Meat Boy's on sale, 800 Microsoft points. I'm like, oh my
I know,
God,
I saw that.
points.
Oh God. I also had a bit of that like, that weird, it's like I'm getting like feelings like I'm sad for some reason because Phil Fish, a lot of his story ends at PAX East. So seeing like the outside of BCEC, I didn't even get to go this year. It's just like, oh man, fuck. That's where it's still the same building where they have PAX. And then I was like, wait, how the fuck? The queue sucks. Like when I go now, there's like 7 or 8. Like every door has its own metal detector, has its own security, and and it has queue lines going all the way up to the security booths. In 2012, I think this was, for PAX, one door is open. It's one line going the entire length of, you can see, it showed it for a moment. It's one line going the full length of the building and then down to the street and then back up again. It's like, that looks like hell. Like just being in one fucking line to get in.
Okay, so since you've been to PAX East so many times, I need to ask though, is PAX still abbreviation for Penny Arcade Expo, or have they been?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I was hoping that, because I see so many of these people that start conventions with a full name and a short acronym, and then they just go with the short acronym, and they say, "Oh no, it doesn't mean anything." It's like, yes, RTX stands for Rooster Teeth Expo, and they're like, "No, it doesn't."
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Well, at near the end of the movie, you see Jerry Holkins, the writer for Penny Arcade,
talking
pop up
to Phil Fish.
to talk directly to Phil Fish and say how amazing the game looks. I mean, that's for that's like the equivalent of Bernie popped by at RTX to talk about how cool your game is. It's very much still Penny Arcade. They still, obviously it's still a very broad video game show, but like Penny Arcade marketing is on fucking everything. God, I don't have any there
everywhere.
Sure. Yeah. Like they'll still run their shows. Actually, do you mind if I be right back?
Yeah.
Right back.
Because I'll go over some of the notes I have here. Like, I kind of felt bad for, like, even though in hindsight right now, like, Phil Fish kind of completely nuclear exploded and is like, I checked, like, he still has a Twitter, but he hasn't posted anything or there hasn't been any posts since 2013.
Yeah.
Like any tweets or any replies had just been nuked from existence. People still follow him for some strange reason. Maybe just to see if he'll come back.
I mean, I think I followed him at one point.
I felt kind of bad though that his build of Fez kept crashing.
Oh yeah, he kept having to unlock the kiosk.
The computer.
It happens though.
Oh yeah, especially when it's a early build of a game. It happens.
Sometimes even a late build. I was at I think that would have been my first pack, so 2017. The only time I went, then Rooster Teeth still had a booth. They were showing Battle Sloth stuff. Remember Battle Sloths, everybody? They were playing it, and like we kept getting, every like few games, the game was crashing. After started, it's like, and I mentioned something to like the guy exhibiting it. It's like, beta's gonna be rough. And he's like, yeah, this launches in 6 weeks. It's like, oh, sorry, man.
And That's why Rooster Teeth Games is gone.
Yeah, but back to PAX. This is the program from 2018. That's Jerry and Mike's D&D characters drawn by Mike. Like, it's very much still it's Penny Arcade Expo, even though they just call it PAX. They're still very, very hands-on with it. So
one of the other things I pointed out when I watched it is that the Soulja Boy videos. I was like, oh shit, Soulja Boy talking about video games, and
Soulja Boy talking about Braid,
and Craig's not there to call his ass out, or he's not there to respond and say, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah.
Did you ever see he actually
5-6 years before he decided to just steal a bunch of video games and sell a console?
Like, you could have just called it the Soulja Boy. Oh yeah, so going off of Soulja Boy, showing off Braid and Jonathan Blow, like apparently like he had a reputation of like going into reviews and saying like, thanks for enjoying my game. Now here's like a gigantic paragraph about why you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty fucking reputation. Pompous.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's like, hi, enjoy your game. It's like, you didn't though. This is what I meant.
Right. You didn't get the subtext.
Get it.
You didn't understand.
Like, I put all of this in it and you didn't see it.
Yeah.
but I got 200 gamer score.
It's like, but I got the ending and I got all the puzzle pieces and
I'll be honest, I never finished Braid.
No, me neither.
Honestly, because I played it, I got kind of stuck on some areas. I was like, oh, I'll come back and play it. Then I watched this movie when it first released. I was just like, yeah, Jonathan Blow's kind of a dick. I don't really want to play this game anymore. And I've never, and to this day, I've never played The Witness. Like, I think I have it on my PS4 because it was like a games with PS Plus game, and I'm like, in library, maybe never, no.
Yeah, and we'll get to that unless you want me to do the where are they nows.
Yeah, we can kind of go over that. I mean, like this game, this movie. I mean, it's it's a product of its time right now. I mean, like I don't think he would. If the editor was around, like I don't think he would put in like all the Phil Fish. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna murder his ass and.
Yeah, well, it got me was like I would murder him, but then we get in trouble. So it's like I think, I think either he is just so completely like socially unaware that he doesn't realize how that stuff sounds, or
it seemed very kind of like the stuff you'd see on like the bad reality TV. So that's the type of stuff they would say. But
yeah.
That type of thing.
It kind of felt like it was played up, but on the other hand...
It's Phil Fish.
It's Phil Fish.
Exactly.
But yeah, so this is available on Amazon Prime in America. So, I mean, if you're like me or Canadian, you gotta flip it. But here's the funny thing. I turned my VPN on and it still wouldn't show up. I actually had to just search Indie Game the movie in Google, and it took me to Amazon.com, and I watched it just off Amazon.com, not through PrimeVideo.com.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's the app.
Yeah, I use the app. That's what I'm talking about. Seeing like the big Borat ad and then a big Borat panel ad to show the title of the movie again. It's like,
yeah,
did you
I
not
actually watched the movie twice because like, oh well, I got some time before I need to go to bed. Before I can go to sleep, I'll turn it on here in the bedroom, lay down, watch the movie. About halfway through the movie, and I got up this morning. I was like, "Fuck, I need to watch this again."
I'll be totally honest. I was not engaged with that movie for the entire first half.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think it needed an actual voiceover narrator.
Yeah,
someone to actually pull the story forward in some way besides just like, here's some white text. We're changing scenes now, and like, except for whoever was director of photography for like Phil Fish's stuff, even a lot of the shots were kind of boring.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's staring out the window. He's at the bar with a glass of water. He's in the pool.
No, I honestly, like artistically, there were great shots of Phil Fish in the hotel. Like there were actually some like from a cinematography standpoint, there were some great shots. And then there are a lot of shots of just them in their nerdy rooms just talking. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, that's basically a lot of the team meet stuff is what happened there. But at least they had like the people, like, you know, the wife and the husband, you know, they're together. That was an interesting story. The whole big thing that she wanted was a cat.
Yeah, it was a hairless cat.
She wanted a cat. And it's like,
oh,
okay.
We can talk about that when we get to the Where Are They Now, which MrTLWolf did some research to find out where all of these people are right now in the games industry.
I didn't get a Where Is He Out or Where Are They Now about Edmund's wife. I did not get that one. But you know, like we said, Jonathan Blow released a Witness in 2016. He's working on a programming language, I think, called Jai, Jai, and he's making some very I don't want to say pompous, but there's a word like that.
He's pompous.
Yeah, I mean pompous works, but something like that. He says he's going to release like several games that all tie in together, like there's different perspectives of the same storyline. He's going to release these over like 20 years. That's going to cumulatively be game 3. So who fucking knows what that's actually going to be at this point? Because literally the only thing on Wikipedia about it is game 3.
Okay.
The more intense member of Team Meat that we mentioned, Tommy Refrenis, is still working on Super Meat Boy Forever. They were apparently working on something called MewQuest, but it kind of canceled and came back. But Wikipedia is really not sure, like not solid on that one. Because I think at the end, they even says like they're getting ready to work on their next game. Emmett McMillan resigned from Team Meat, and was half of the team that worked on Binding of Isaac, and that's honestly most of his resume now is just every fucking iteration of Binding of Isaac that they keep changing little bits of, or adding a little bit of content, and re-releasing the game as another version. It's like I think I found one thing that wasn't directly a Binding of Isaac thing or a prequel to Binding of Isaac. Ever since that game happened, that's just what Edmund is doing now.
Yeah. And like it's Super Meat Boy Forever, originally a mobile game, then it was going to get ported to everything else. It's still not out.
It's still not out. Like it's like every year at the Game Awards, we get another trailer for this game that hasn't fucking come out yet.
It's almost like they just regressed because like it looked like they got big, then they came out with Binding of Isaac, and then they just regressed because it's like, okay, like usually like the story of an indie developer is to, you know, make, you know, with a very small team, like, you know, less than 5 or whatever, you make this game that's been your passion project, it sells well, then you could hire more people to make more games. That didn't seem to happen.
Binding of Isaac isn't Team Meat though. Like those two guys are not working together anymore. And McMillan found someone else to make Binding of Isaac with.
Oh, I thought that was because like Meat Boy is in it.
He's in it, but I mean, indie games cross over all the time. Like, you know, Tricky Towers, you can buy a pack, which is a great game, by the way. You can get a pack of like, you know, a character from Armello, a character from this, that, whatever. There's a lot of indie game crossovers, but they're not
been in everything.
Shovel Knight's been in everything. Johnny Gat is in more games than you would expect.
Yeah, like all those cameos in like the AVGN Adventure. Oh wait, they took those out, didn't they?
Did they?
Never mind. Yeah, and like newest
Divekick
version,
has Johnny Gat and the fencer from Nidhogg.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but no. Let just go back to AVGN real quick. Like that was kind of the cool thing with the original game was that like you went off the beaten path, and then you know there was Chad and Craig and like you know like all the Screw Attack team and people from other websites. I think Angry Joe for some reason was in it. So like they're all gone from this re-release.
Yeah, the most recent release. Now there's just like power-ups in their places instead of them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Good thing I still have the original Steam version, unless they update it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that they didn't get likeness rights for those people too, or didn't want to.
Yeah, it's just like, we don't like you anymore, Angry Joe. You're gone.
Yeah, and then we get to Phil Fish. Phil Fish has been in and out of the industry. At one point, Marcus Beer had made fun of him in a video. He got into a big Twitter argument, and as a result, he canceled the sequel to Fez. Just, nope, we're just not making it anymore. Fuck you. Fuck the game industry. I'm done. And then he jumped out again after the whole Gamergate thing, and you can look it up, but apparently he had been critical of Zoe Quinn, who was the center of that, and people turned around and doxed him, which is not cool. Apparently, according to Wikipedia, his response to that was, "Go fine, fuck it. Fez is for sale. The company's for sale. Fuck it, I'm done." Again, since then, he did finish up a game called Super Hypercube, and he actually made the startup graphics for the Analog Super NT back in 2017. And since then, nothing.
Oh.
Just kind of.
Someone get on the horn with Tom.
Nothing, at least on Wikipedia.
I'm pretty sure Tom has one of those. You get on the horn with them. It's like, hey, you got something Phil Fish worked on.
You're right.
Proud? All right, it's time for questions. That was the movie. Yeah, if you want to check it out, it's free on Amazon Prime. If you want to throw them a bone, it's like $2.50 on Steam.
Yeah,
you can actually buy it.
It's one of those. I had a hard time engaging with it. Like I said, the first half of it, but especially we get into the second half. We get into like Phil Fish. We get into Tommy. I think everyone should watch it.
Yeah.
If nothing else, to remind yourself that the people behind games are people. Like, these are people who are putting a lot of themselves into this. Like, I even remember they're talking about Tommy and Edmund are talking about their sales of the first day. While Tommy is injecting himself probably with insulin or something along those lines. Yeah, like, these are just fucking people. Like, so don't send the people fucking death threats when your game gets delayed for 3 fucking weeks. These are still just fucking people trying to do their goddamn jobs to entertain you. So just everyone should watch it and remind themselves that humans are behind these games. Even if you don't like the game, still people. Don't treat people like shit because something in a game is bad. Or a game gets delayed.
Exactly. All right. So it's time for podcast questions.
I told you I was going to loop back to the Cyberpunk thing.
Delayed death threats. I mean, there's not much more you can say about it,
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing is that I heard a rumor that the reason that they delayed it is because they want 90s on Metacritic.
I saw that too. And
it was like, reviews are subjective.
That's weird.
Okay, time for questions, because holy shit, it's always you. It's always you. I love you for it. It's always you. If anyone complains that these things are too long,
it's me.
It's you. I love it. I love long discussions.
Hey, the last one I was on was a really long one as well. It's my fault as well.
But it's always him.
It's always me. You, Wolf, you talky bastard.
Yeah, talky bastard. All right, so
we have opinions. It is a podcast where we're supposed to talk about opinions.
We had a lot of opinions, and that's good. I love it. So podcast questions in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, join our Discord. Links down below. In the Twitch player. If it's on YouTube, it's not down below because I really don't do descriptions on there. But
we could talk about stuff on Discord.
The last two, we do talk about stuff on Discord, and we ask you to ask podcast questions. And our glorious leader will even threaten you with Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas," if you don't ask questions. So be sure to do that, because I work at retail. I gotta listen to that.
Yeah, right.
Although the store across from me has a playlist that they rotate, but they don't rotate it well. So you'll get one artist and 3 songs before they rotate it out. The random button's broken on their thing. So I've heard the K-pop group Blackpink 5 times in one day.
Yeah, I mean, I just got out of retail. I know the feeling.
All right, so first off, Donut asks, is there a retro console you ever had back in its time that you would like to get sometime in the future? Yeah, I mean, I've told it before. I was very big into the retro scene. I would trade, resell, I would hunt. Some of my earlier streaming days, I actually streamed directly from the console with the actual cartridges, trying to be super duper authentic. But when my wife fell in hard times and she kept getting laid off from various jobs. I sold them all. Made a good profit back because retro was on the rise and people wanted them back. Every now and again, I think I talked in Wolf's Discord today about it, or Xbox. I can't remember what we were doing, but
yeah,
I said there's a local store here that had a bundle deal. It's like, hey, here's an NES, 2 controllers, Zapper, RF switch, AC adapter, Mario 1 and Duck Hunt, Mario 2, Mario 3, and The Adventures of Bayou Billy, $150. I was like, that's pretty good. And then I was tempted by it, and then we got into the conversation that a production company, a small production company here in my area, has been like last year was gasping at like, man, I really want to get out and like do shows. And I'm like, I had an idea for something called Retro Revival, where me and Melanie and a few others would go around the provinces hunting for old games, rebuilding our collection, because like I always wanted to rebuild it after I sold everything, not to the crazy extent that I had it before where I had like super duper rare titles and all this and that, but yeah, I would love, like, sometimes I would love to get like an old Nintendo, Super Nintendo again, but
well,
that's the only one that I don't have that I would have to just recollect for again.
Well, I was kind of in the same thing. I had a bunch of those retro consoles, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega's, Dreamcast, Sega CD, that I never got to use because and years ago I had all this stuff put up in the house I grew up in with my dad, and I unfortunately had to move out. We had to move because we had kids, we were married. I just kept that stuff. It was here at that old house, unfortunately, and I only had the stuff that, like the Xbox or the Xbox 360, the PS2 or whatever that I was playing. That was just my stuff. It was there. If we ever got like a bigger home or whatever and I could have it, I would have it. I would get it. Unfortunately, that house burnt down.
Ooh.
Oh no.
And I lost all of it.
Shit.
The only thing that I had that is retro, I guess you could say, is a box of like old PlayStation and some N64 games, which actually I put on Twitter because I actually have Evil Zone in its original disc, and I saw Max did a video. I was like, wait a minute, I have that. I had to go looking for it, but I have that, and I had it, and so, I would.
And I am so jealous of you because, like, underneath that, I could see you have a Black Label Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yep, I have the original
Nice.
Castlevania.
That's a cool hundo if you ever wanted to sell that. By the way.
Oh yeah, I got Mega Man Legends. I even have. I doubt he's going to do a video on it, but with that new Inuyasha anime out, that's like based in the future. I actually have a Inuyasha fighting game. It was right there, as well as like a bunch of like the Final Fantasy collections and Final Fantasy games and all that stuff in that box. And I was like,
you know what's funny is that my local EB Games actually has a copy of Final Fantasy IX Chronicles and Anthology, like in cellophane, like wrapped, and they're like $120 a piece for them. And I was like, where do you get this? It's like, oh yeah, they still make them. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
no bullshit.
You fucking lying to me.
I have them in a box in my other room. Obviously, they're not wrapped because
I know of several people who have warehouses of like games that have never left the boxes. Like they're still sealed. They're still in the boxes. Like I've seen YouTubers go and raid these things, not to like buy anything, but to just show off and like I'm just gonna crack this open. No thing. All right, box cutter. Look at that. That's 10 factory sealed Double Dragon 2s for the NES right there.
Yeah, go. And it's kind of similar, but go check out LGR's video on computer reset of a guy who had a computer repair shop that just spiraled into this huge warehouse. And the dude is, I think at this point, he's actually passed away, but at that point he had just gotten too sick to even maintain what he had. So it's just this fucking cavern of PC history. It's the same place. I've talked about this before, and I'll keep this brief and I'll actually give my answer. He found a Sierra test computer that had been sent in for repair and never made it back. What were they testing on it? Fucking Iceman. Of all the games. It was like, that video came out like 2-3 months after I'd done my run. It's like, I can't escape Iceman. But my actual answer is, I was kind of looking at 64 for a bit, but like the controller sucks. And it honestly, even though I had a PS1, I'm not super fond of that era. It just doesn't, like, with few exceptions, it doesn't look great. Like the first forays into 3D doesn't look great.
No.
I mean, that's the most recent console that I got because I was able to find a bunch of wrestling games for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
So-
that's the thing is like that's probably one of the reasons that the PlayStation Classic kind of flopped, not because it's the European versions and they run at 59 frames a second. You're a dork if you think otherwise. No, it's just that. Yeah, like what was PS1 to a lot of people? It was an RPG machine.
Oh yeah.
So if it wasn't full of RPGs,
only Final Fantasy VII on it for RPGs. But what I would actually want, I kind of want to find a GameCube or a GameCube compatible Wii, which I'm sure are not hard to find, but
they're
like
not.
there's a lot of shit like on the GameCube that I never got to play that I'd love to check out. Like, someone on YouTube was playing Eternal Darkness, and it's like, I still don't want to watch it. Like, I know that the game fucks with you. I kind of, even though I don't do horror, I'd want to experience that more than watch someone else experience it.
Yeah,
I want to.
Well,
I have
it's
that.
not scary, but it does fuck with you.
Yeah, well, I don't really do horror stuff, so it's something I'd want to experience rather than just watch someone else experience. So, yeah, GameCube would probably be my retro console I never had that I'd love to get.
Awesome. All right, Woody Man, our glorious leader, asks, what game day did you host that didn't do well, but you had high hopes for? I had high hopes for VR chat because like it's free, people can hop in, we can be goofy. Nobody wanted to play it. No, everyone just wanted to watch me goof around it and talk to random people. So I was just like, no, we're gonna go Jackbox games.
Yeah. I did. This is a long time ago. I mean, and it didn't do well for several reasons, but Forza Horizon 3 with Hot Wheels, because I knew I had people, including, I'm not going to call anyone out, but including another host who said, like, I want to do this. Like, cool, I'm going to do it as a game day. And then, like, 2 people showed up to actually play. And it was also, I was fucking exhausted that day because I'd spent a good chunk of the day running around with my nieces and nephews, who at the time were, like 4 to 1, like ages 4 to 1.
Yeah.
Or, like 5 to 2, something like that. And then, wife and I drove back 100 miles, and then I did a game day. So I was literally falling asleep at like 11 o'clock going, I'm literally falling asleep at the wheel. We're done. Having a night. We're about to raid. But yeah, I thought that was going to do way better, and it just didn't.
Yeah, probably every PS4 game day I've ever done.
I was about to say Captain Tsubasa.
Yeah, we kind of thought your answer would be Captain Tsubasa.
Well, yeah, obviously, I knew that there was a good chance that I wouldn't probably be doing it the whole game day. I knew it wouldn't be a big thing.
Yeah.
I had hope for it because, damn, that game is cool. All right? But I didn't think some weird-ass anime soccer game, people were going to run out and buy it, which it's a full-price game, is the thing. Well, not full price, but it's an expensive game.
Like, I was going to point out before you switched to it, I was going to say, like, as something as, like, I was experimenting with this year, and I'm probably going to experiment even more in 2021, is not necessarily having a game day that's always a multiplayer game.
Right.
Doing the special stuff, because, like, if you guys look, like, the Mario Challenge was, like, I think was a huge hit. It was very successful. Like, I want to do more stuff like that, or even just be like, you know what? I just want to play this game. I want to tell you why it's awesome. If you want to drop bits and subs that go to Extra Life, cool. But, like, let me talk about this game and maybe get a couple of hosts in on a Discord call to like discuss it, or maybe in like for something like that can maybe even be like an LP that we could throw up on the channel. Like I'm always thinking about doing stuff like that outside of like, because we do the multiplayer stuff alike, and that that's always been the core base of G1 Game Days, but also I after a while that kind of stagnates, so you want to be able to do something else.
Yeah, because you're right. If I would have switched it over to like the single player thing, you could have seen like it's got an awesome in-depth single player, actually 2 single player things, which I probably could have showed off, but instead I was like, fuck it, we'll just switch and whatever. But yeah, you're right. But other than that, a bunch of other PS4 game days just didn't work out for heaven knows what reason.
Yeah.
My only excuse is I don't have a PS4.
Yeah, but we have played so many PS4 games that have been like free to play or free on PlayStation Plus or all that type of stuff, as we are now getting a raid here, which you won't know about on the YouTube video later.
If you're watching us later,
we do appreciate, like I have seen it all night there. There have been gifted subs and bits and all that. This is like a podcast, so we gotta try and keep everything clean. But thank you for the raid, Odd Hour NYC. We do greatly appreciate that. So yeah, back to you, Rope. So like, the single player and
all that type of stuff. The PS4 game days, regardless of what the console is, how the console is sold, all that type of stuff. Nobody, even for Grand Theft Auto, one of the biggest games, they all just like
it's like
not done well, and there's no explanation as why or what reason. But
I remember those at the time. We were pulling like 20 people ish for Xbox ones, and then we get like 5 for PlayStation ones.
Yeah.
Now you can call this a fanboy comment, but I mean the sales numbers the sales numbers for PS4, they were at a spite to spite Microsoft and all of their DRM and that stuff that they eventually backtracked on, but that's one of the reasons why the Xbox One did not sell that well, is because because of all that stuff in the beginning, and Sony just kind of took away and ran with it. Now, Sony this time around, they can do no wrong.
They are doing some wrong with some of the stuff they're doing that people don't like, but it's being overshadowed and not listened to all that dang much.
And I think some of it is like a lot of us are Achievement Hunter fans in one way, or were at one point or another, and Rooster Teeth fans, and they are Xbox fanboys.
Xbox thing,
it is very, very Xbox focused. Like if we had more kind of funny fans, then we would probably have more PlayStation viewers. But it's just the community that we have gathered is very Xbox centric.
Wait. Kind of funny plays video games? I'm sorry, but every time I go onto a Twitch stream, it's what we're doing right now. It's talking.
It's mostly news, but like Greg is a huge trophy hunter, specifically trophy hunter. Like to the point where it was kind of a big deal that they were finally actually doing an Xbox podcast. It was like they're finally like acknowledging the Xbox, not just like the PlayStation.
Doesn't Alana co-host that with him?
I don't think she does anymore because she just recently left Rooster Teeth.
Yep,
completely. So I don't think she's technically part of that anymore.
Kind of funny's not even Rooster Teeth to begin with.
Yeah, I'd have to check to see if she's still doing that.
Well, she's going to announce too what she's doing. Like she says she couldn't talk about it after she said, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving Rooster Teeth and Funhouse." She's literally can't talk about. But I mean, my statement kind of on people bought PS4s out of spite, but PS4s are where you would play the exclusives. Like that's where you'll get your Last of Us and Horizons and Death Strandings and Spider-Mans and all that. Xbox is, my opinion, I find the Xbox to be the multiplayer platform.
Oh, yeah.
Like even though friendly as well.
Even though Call of Duty has like the exclusive stuff first for PlayStation, like I still find the majority of people play it on an Xbox or PC.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo is where you get Mario and Zelda and Link and all this stuff.
And as mentioned, the UI is a lot simpler and quicker to use in a lot of instances, and they have a lot more consumer, especially now, consumer-friendly stuff like with the Game Pass and games with gold and such like that.
Well, not so much games for gold in my opinion, because like there's selection in the last few months has been
it's
awful.
not
It's
great.
been awful.
PSN's been PlayStation Plus has been way better.
Yeah, and
but
Xbox Live is more stable than PSN in a lot of ways. Plus, the speeds to download stuff aren't as hindered as they are on the PSN.
yeah, but Xbox has Game Pass, which is way better than PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Jimbo Socks asks, what's the longest you could stream like Extra Life for nonstop? I have done the 25 hours because every year it seemed that we were doing Extra Life was on daylight savings, so we had that extra hour in there. I don't think I could do more than 24 hours, to be honest. Like, if I had a stream crew here in the house that we could tag in and tag out, that'd be a little bit easier. One year that we did Extra Life, I actually, like, I started in the morning. I think I actually started at midnight, or I can't remember what time I started. Like, it's such a blur. But I, like, went to bed. Melanie stayed up and played, like, Lego games or whatnot. I woke up, we finished it up, and then I think we ended it because I was like, viewership wasn't there. I had one donation of $5. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch Rooster Teeth right now. And I think that was the last year that Rooster Teeth ever did, like, their game day on game day. Because they're like, you know what? We get the audience, we get the money. We're kind of taking it away from these other people. Let's wait a week.
Yeah. Yeah, we already blow literally every other team out of the water with our fundraising. Let's move it over. I think if it's just like me on my own, if I'm not doing, if I don't have like, because even then I did, I did the 24 or 25 hours last year, but that was with the stream team in the house.
Mm-hmm.
If it was just me, 7-8 hours, I think. Like some of the Halo game days with Eric went to like 7-8 hours, and it's like my eyes are bugging. I'm exhausted. But Jesus Christ, we're on the last level. I'm not going to stop now.
Yeah.
Let's just get through this and be done. Like I think 7 is probably would be my limit if it's just me. I have no one else to lean on.
If it's
at that point, it's like, well, I need food. So unless you want to watch me eat, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. I mean,
I need food, and I need to not be this.
If it's for me, it would be 12 hours. Like if it's my own personal stream, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna do a 12-hour stream. But like, I will be one of those ones that I'll take a break to eat, and you will watch me eat because I'll just sit here and chat and be like, all right, I'm gonna step my face. You guys are gonna ask me questions. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's also like. Yeah, it's kind of sort of a question-ish coming up. It's like, this me is like here. And that, in 7-8 hours, I want to go back to being like here. I'm just sitting on my couch. I just have a YouTube video on and I'm not talking. Maybe laughing at the video and just like zoning out back to, the me that most people don't see. I'm just like, I'm ready to come down after like 7-8 hours. To not be on anymore.
Yeah,
because I believe probably the longest straight through stream I've ever did was like 12 hours. Like it was in Monster Hunter. I want to say just after Iceborne came out. Like I got up one morning, I was like, I'm gonna play and stream Iceborne. Sat down that morning and played it, and all the way till that freaking evening. Not even thinking because I was just streaming. I was enjoying myself. I mean, yeah, I got up, took a break to go to the bathroom, get, something to eat or whatever. And I just kept playing and the stream was still going. People came and left and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I remember once I was done and I got tired that evening, I turned the stream off and it's like, holy shit, I went for like 12 hours. How did that happen? But if for like non-stop, obviously I did 12 hours. I could probably max do like 24, all things considered.
Yeah, I really don't think I could do 24. 24 would be with like several meals and like big stretch breaks and
Well, yeah, there would be like like stuff to eat. You know, get up for a minute, talk.
Exactly.
You're like, no, we're done with the game for a bit. I'm eating this double cheeseburger from Five Guys. What do you want to talk about? But yeah.
Yeah, so Fat Man asks, Xbox Series X is supposed to support 120 hertz displays, making gameplay a lot smoother. Does this make you want to upgrade your TV/monitor? Have you played on higher refresh rate displays before? Yes, I have upstairs now a TV I specifically bought for the stream room. For my office, but then when I won this 4K television from work, that kind of migrated up there. I don't. This one doesn't play at 120 hertz. The one I have upstairs does. All for the life of me, I can't remember the brand name of the TV. It is a smart TV. Like I specifically bought it on Black Friday because it was like you could play it at a higher hertz. Even like the older consoles, it made a big difference. Like when I played Ratchet and Clank Future, like it was butterly smooth. It was so good. But then I won the 4K TV. I was like, well, that's going upstairs. So this TV staying down here. The hertz thing, I don't give a fuck about that anymore because I got 4K TV now. But I'm not gonna update this unless this TV goes on the fritz. I'm not gonna update it for that. I mean, if I win another TV that has 120 hertz, then this will probably go somewhere. This might be my living room TV, and then that one will get donated to the in-laws or to my mother. I don't know. I have way too many TVs for my own good. First world problems, guys. I have too many TVs.
Yeah, because
I have two, and that's too many TVs.
Because
personally,
the TV and everything that I stream on and such, it's a 4K HDR, blah blah blah, smart TV, and I remember getting it, and it was an upgrade from just a basic 1080 thing, and I was like, okay, let me plug in this 1X to the 1080 game thing and take a look at the best looking game. It's like, okay, that's what it looks like. That's cool. Now, here's my new 4K blah 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 TV. Plug it in, get it set up, turn it on, and boom, night and day. Now, I don't know if 120 hertz is going to switch that. I'm not sure if this TV has 120 hertz. I'd have to look. But unfortunately, I'm one of those people with like terrible eyes that I'm sure there's a difference in like 30 and 60 FPS, but I can't see it. Like I have played a game at 30 and then went over to a game at 60 and I was like, I don't see it. I'm sorry. My eyes are bad, but when I went from 1080 to 4K, I can see the clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the details and stuff. But
I noticed it immediately because I had my old Xbox One when Gears 5 launched, and then I got the One X, and like the difference was night and day. It was just like, oh, it looks like the textures look so better. No, actually, no, because Gears 5 just came out. I've had the Xbox One X for a while. That was Gears 4. I played a match of Gears 4 online, and like the frame rate was higher, the textures were better. Like, you know, it doubles the size of your games for those high, like those 4K textures, but like it looked pretty.
I don't have any high, you know, probably the highest hertz one I have is 60, and that's the commuter monitor I have now. Although, going from like my TVs, I have like a 55-inch dumb TV. It's it's probably like 1080p, but it's not smart in any way. that's a different discussion. But like even that to the computer monitor is a difference because it's so much sharper. You know, I'll update that maybe to a 4K eventually. I've been noticing a lot of LEDs are starting to go out on that one. So you know, there are big like you know big swaths of lights are starting to go out. But it like I don't even know what I'm getting a Series X. I don't know if I'm gonna throw out all my monitors and update them to higher. Like I don't care. Honestly, all of it is I don't care. Sometimes, especially if it's a game I've been watching a long time, when I see like the even higher resolution versions, it's like this looks too smooth.
Yeah.
Like I'll see GTA like running PC, and it's like this looks like it looks wrong. But that's just me.
Actually,
That's just me.
tomorrow I have to go on a hunt, either Walmart or the Source, to try and find like HDMI 2.1 cables, because I think that might solve my issue. Because I've talked to you guys about it. I don't know if the chat really knows about, or the Game Days crew here don't know about it. But so I've updated to the Elgato 4K 60, which I can do pass through, and I can enjoy 4K on anything, no problem, except for the fact that some games, as soon as I boot them up and that splash screen disappears, my TV will not pick up the signal unless I like reset like 20 or 30 times the capture card or whatnot to get it back on the TV. I think it might be the cables, so if I just get like 3 of those cables and plug them in and it works, and it only does it on 2 games I found so far. It does it on the Master Chief Collection, and it does it on Gears 5. So I think when it's trying to switch to like 4K HDR or whatever, it's just signal loss comes somewhere, and I'll eventually get it back, but it's super annoying, so I gotta fix that. All right, last question from Banana Poet. She asks, how do you get over nerves and negative thinking before going, or even while you're live? Well, if I've been lucky, I haven't really had those moods prior to going live. I mean, usually when I go live on my channel or even on Game Days, it's immediately coming off of work. And yeah, I'll have like a bad day, but I'm just motivated to just turn on the stream, play a game, and just have everything wash away. It's like basically like Twitch is my therapy. Whether I have viewers or not, it's just for me to like get online, because like maybe I'll start and there'll be no one in the chat, but eventually I'll get people to come in and I'm like, all right, cool people to talk with. Hey, what's up? What are you doing tonight? How's your night? Things are going good here. I mean, the only time that I've like said, you know what, I'm not gonna go live is if I'm like, you know, deathly ill or on death's door or whatnot. I mean, I've been very lucky over the last couple of years where my mental health has been pretty good, and I haven't had one of those just like, I'm like super depressed, I hate everything, you know what, fuck the stream, I'm not streaming tonight. And if I do though, I don't really let it show. I won't announce like exactly what's wrong. I'm just like, hey guys, just need a day off, I'll see you guys tomorrow. While live, there have been a few instances like, and I thankfully I don't let them bother me anymore. There are some instances where it's just like the game was just struggling, like I was struggling with the game and it was just pissing me off, and it was at a time I think I was multi-streaming to like Hitbox, and there was just like nobody in either one, so I was just like, abrupt end stream, just walk away. But thankfully that doesn't happen to me anymore. Kind of in a better place now, but you know, the key thing is like if anything is like really bugging you, and you like, I mean, your chat and your crew will understand if you need to take a day off because you're not feeling up to it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I've never gotten a negative comment for like taking a day off. You know, people understand, but it's like before, even just getting in here and getting started, because I mean, I've had days where it's just, you know, the negative thoughts get to be too much sometimes, where it's just, especially, I sometimes I need more of a routine. Like this week has been a little tough because, you know, roadblocks are coming the way again. I was going to do Apex today, and then they didn't launch it until 2 hours ago. So never mind that for my daytime stream. But But even like, as long as I know what I'm going live with, just getting it, even if having a shitty morning or what have you, or maybe this game is not working, whatever. Getting in here, turning on the ring light, just getting my shit going, getting my music on, hitting the start button. It's like now we're here. Like that. Even if I'm having a bad day, once the red light is on, essentially, like once the program's open, the red light's on. It's like go. It's showtime.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Flipping it over to me real quick, I have like a routine, a schedule. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, I have a wrestling show I have to do of an evening. And now Sundays, I got a new thing, baseball. But I've gotten better, but there was a point where I would just be nervous as hell before I go live with the wrestling, because this is the thing that I love doing it. It's fun. I find this fun, and it's something I used to do. Now I'm doing it on stream, and I hope everybody likes it. I hope the game doesn't break. I hope all this type of shit goes through my head. It's gotten better as the longer I've done it, but there's still that twinge of shit could go wrong. But now the majority of it is okay. And it's a big deal, like right now with the baseball. I've tested it. Jimbo and I went over it. I've looked into the game. We've done one official broadcast. We're finding our groove, but it's something new. I have little to no experience with the thing, and yeah, the jitters are there because like tonight during the game day, I called the umpires referees. Okay? It's shit like that.
And I want you to know that, like, I'll poke fun, but I'm just trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
I know, that's it. But it's like,
I would never be like, you don't know a sports thing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm
Right.
just trying to make you laugh. Even when I'm throwing in the like, the Claire Bear Medical Center, she'll fix you right up. I'm just trying to get you guys to laugh.
Oh yeah. And it's
sorry, look in
it's the
chat. Pop
it's the
quiz.
same
What's a
thing.
bulk?
Yeah, it's the same thing when I'm doing commentary and I see like the chat going over, because I try in some way to incorporate some stuff people say into the commentary, but sometimes they'll say something or about something, and it's like immediately it'll affect me. Like at one point I said somebody got a big boot to the face. The character does not wear boots. But that's the move they used. It's a big boot to the face, but they don't. Yeah, to the face, and I was like, oh God, no, the right. Fuck, I am so stupid. What is wrong with me? And I'm an idiot. Oh God. So it's always there, but it's just something that gets better over time. The more comfortable you get doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of giving this advice honestly today in my chat. It's like, especially like starting out. I know Banana, who asked it, has not done a ton of streaming. It's like, you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck, and you're gonna find things you don't like really early on. But you gotta just keep doing it. If overall you're still enjoying it, you gotta just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna suck for a while, and you're gonna suck for a while. And you're gonna realize, like, I don't like this thing, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do visual novels, focus on my channel, and then I realized, kind of like, without some sort of backing actual gameplay, and it's just me talking straight, I can't do it. I can't do it where it's just, I need to spend this 4 or 5 hours doing nothing but talking and hitting A to advance. And even in Phoenix Wright, there's a little bit of gameplay there, but not a lot.
And it's even with game days.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's the thing that's like, oh god, is this game day going to be any good? Is anybody going to join? Is anybody going to care about this game that I'm doing?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
Especially if it's
tonight-
something new. Like,
Yeah, like tonight. this
like
is
tonight.
what
Yeah.
I did. It's a baseball game. It's a full price, like $45, $50 baseball game that nobody's really heard of, if you think about it, in this little sphere that we have here and out there on the internet. But it's a fun game, and I got a Zero to Hero and Donut and Jimbo have it. They all joined, and well, you saw what the game was like. It was awesome.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and I smacked somebody in the face with the ball. It was great.
Yeah, tell me people
It's
that.
insane.
That was great.
Alright.
Well, I mean, same token. I was gonna say Risk of Rain, but we had a party for that the whole time.
Mhm.
Killer Queen Black, like it was one of those going in. It's like I don't want to like just go in and it's like just Elu and I, you know.
Right.
I don't want to wind up with there's like two of us playing this game.
Yeah.
That's up to 8.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta take those risks. Like when I did the stream that wasn't a stream last week because it's been erased from existence. I mean, viewership honestly, like I look back, it wasn't really that high, but I still had a ton of fun just watching that old pay-per-view and laughing at all the bollocks.
Or even
Yeah.
when you did that really experimental thing with Deal or No Deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
honestly,
didn't.
that was
I,
kind of
honestly,
my-
I thought I was gonna get maybe 1 or 2 people to do the game, and then I got all these people at the work. It's like I want to play. I'm like, sure, get in the call.
like
Here's
that-
my screen.
That was
What
part of the
what do you
inspiration for the
want?
pub trivia thing. Honestly,
Yeah,
was like shit. We did a game show and it did great. Let's try this.
yeah.
Yep.
Fuck it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever.
If I could put a pin on this question here, it's something that I've taken away from Taz, the former ECW WWE wrestler turned commentator. He's always said that if I go through that curtain or if I'm on the commentary and I don't have butterflies, it's time for me to stop. Like if there's ever if it becomes too natural to do that, then it's time for you to stop. I still get like I still get a little tingle every time or tingle in my stomach there or butterflies in my stomach anytime I go live on my stream, on Game Days, on this podcast. So like I don't know the viewership we're gonna get. I don't know if it's gonna do this or that. The unknown is exciting.
Yeah, and the during as well. Like it can depend. I've had days like I mean, I'll admit Tuesday it was dead. I had a dead stream, and looking at my other stuff. I think I pinpointed to. I don't think my viewers want to watch Monster Hunter anymore. I've had good streams lately, except that one. Either Tuesdays are dead, or no one wants to watch Monster Hunter anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like, so and that day was just like particularly rough, and I ended really early. I kind of. I let the negative get to me that time. A lot of the times, it's you guys, honestly. Like, not just like the audience in general, but like, Johnny popping in, Jimbo popping in, Eric popping in, just to chat, just to give me someone to bounce off of instead of, if I'm looking at my chat and no one said anything for an hour and a half, and I have nothing to bounce off of and I'm running out of things to talk about. And
Yeah.
no one's interested in the game because they're not here.
Yeah.
Hey, if I've got you guys here and we can talk about whatever, like that goes a long way to, and I, not just try, I'm trying my best not to sound desperate. Like, please God, come and watch my channel. But,
Yeah.
but like having like even just like a couple people that we can just have a chat while we're doing it, like that helps the negative so much.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the funnest things. Like last week when we did the Achievements and Chill, is just like, hey, I got an open party. If you want to play games, like not necessarily the same game, but if you just want to just chat, it's like we'll find games to do achievements in. Let's go, and there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean that like today was just like I cannot spend my entire day doom scroll. Like I'm just gonna jump to a game come chat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna race around in Forza 7 for a while until I'm bored.
Yeah.
Not until I'm bored, but until I'm just ready to be done.
Yeah. So
Speaking of ready to be done, no.
yeah, we've long surpassed like the longest podcast. I think the longest podcast clocked in at like 2 hours 40 minutes. We're currently at like 3 hours 10 minutes. So this would normally be the point where I would do the shilling, but you know what? You already know where to find us. You already know the deal. You already know what the rest of the week's going to be. It's going to be Extra Life this Saturday, 8 a.m. right here at G1 Gamedays. We're going 24 hours raising money for the WVU Medicine Children's Hospital in Morgantown, West Virginia. We've got a ton of incentives. We got a ton of games to play. Be there.
And also, if you don't mind multi-streaming for at least some of it for RT Main, because I'll be over there for a few hours.
Absolutely, we'll have like if I think Jimbo might be doing something as well. So we'll have multi-rare drops. You can hang out in everyone's chat. I know I'm going to be doing that for at least some of them there.